Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Let's Talk Movies. I'm Brad.
I'm Miguel.
Happy Friday night. We have made it to the weekend. It's actually a pretty good day. I don't know about you. I had a good day. It sounds like you had a pretty good day from how we were talking before we went live,
I know, right? I
which,
don't sound
which
like
is,
total death. I had like a tough 48 hours of like being
yeah.
absolute stone cold sick.
Dude,
But
I was sick the last week too. I was like I was ready to go to the doctor on like Monday and Tuesday. I don't know what it was. I just like
I
I
wasn't I
at
wasn't at
one
that level yet.
At one point, I thought I had strep, which is weird because I haven't had strep since like I was like 6 when I had my tonsils removed. Like it just I don't know. Yeah, and then at some point, I thought I was talking to my mom and she was like, your tonsils can grow back, and like I thought I had tonsil stones. Like I don't know. I was a mess, like coughing up garbage and like the stuff that venom comes out of, like this, like it just I don't know. It was a grody
Do you
couple
have your
of
tonsils
days,
taken
but
out?
yeah, I had mine taken out when I was 6.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
no,
you know,
I still have mine and it
gotta
wasn't
get them things out,
necessarily
man.
it wasn't my tonsils that fucked me up. I wasn't sore. My throat wasn't sore. It was just sinus. Because this guy just attracts like a shit ton of fucking debris. And
Debris.
yeah,
It attracts debris. Like a two
this
by four
thing
just like smacks you in the face. Bricks,
this thing
dirt, sand.
attracts this thing sucks up more dirt than your fucking Dyson that you talk so much about in your house. Like,
When do I
well,
talk
you
about
know when
my
someone
Dyson?
you
I
know
don't
when
even have a
someone
Dyson.
you know when someone gets like, the
what
next
what was
biggest
that?
vacuum cleaner, they just want to talk all about it. I'm just saying that my nose beats any fucking vacuum cleaner manufactured in the States or based on China.
When Miguel goes to clean his house, he just walks around and goes on the ground like a dog, like a hound, like trying to hunt, where it's got its head on the ground and it's like sniffing around everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh my god. How you guys doing tonight, man? We have a good show for you. Super excited. I've been itching to hop on and make some. I don't know what I was about to say with that. I was
Make
it
some
was
make
it
some
was about to
some
come out as make
make
some
some
fun, and then I was like, that sounds
make
weird.
some fun.
I'm excited to talk movies. I'm excited to hop on. There's a lot of stuff that we haven't really gotten to talk about movie news wise. There have been a slew of movie trailers over the last 2-3 weeks, really since the Super Bowl happened, and just a bunch of stuff going on the Marvel front, on the Godzilla Kong front, on there's a lot happening, and a lot that we want to talk about, and obviously uh, big Godzilla Kong fans, and it's just it's a hell of a time to be alive, and I'm excited to dive into some of this stuff. And also in addition tonight, to talking movie news and trailers and things like that, it's gonna be some Q&A time. So if you want to throw in a question or two, or 17 or 1,897, whatever, probably won't get to everything. But we're just gonna chill and have a good time. I'm having the first. So not only has today been a pretty decent day. Today's my son's first birthday. Happy birthday to my incredible boy. Um, but I've wanted. I've been trying to lose a little bit of weight, which is good. I'm down a size, which is dope. Uh, and I haven't had a soda in like 3 months. And I was like, I'm really kind of itching to have a drink, but like I want, like, if I'm gonna have a drink, I'm gonna have like a drink. So I have a little bit of Woodford and Coke right now, and I'm very pleased with myself.
The easiest way to lose weight is to drink so much alcohol that you continuously puke and you lose weight. So
The easiest way to lose weight is just become an alcoholic. Like
yeah,
that's just
in
that's
other
that's
words,
the way to do
Brad,
it.
you are one step closer. Fun thing to joke about for
Not
your son's
not
first birthday.
not really, because this is literally like I this is the first drink I've had in probably, well, let's see,
Oh no, because you
two
didn't have
weeks, two
none
and a
for The
half weeks.
Shining. You didn't have none for The Shining episode,
I
and
didn't. I
I
didn't.
don't
I
even
had
think you
tea.
had a drink for The Shining uh commentary
I
one
didn't.
either. So
I
props to
didn't.
you.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've had
Mm.
either a soda or an
Don't
or
worry,
an
we talk to each other
alcohol
more than
beverage.
just when we
So
do our shows. So I know
we
he
do.
doesn't. Yeah,
We do. I'm actually going to see you quite a bit this weekend. Yay! Wonderful. I
that's
love.
true.
I love.
You're gonna see me for
I love
exactly
it.
probably 2 hours.
Yeah, but then we
Yeah,
have show Sunday too.
that's true. We do have show
Yeah.
Sunday.
By the way, so not only is this show happening tonight, but um, Sunday night at 7:30. We're going to bump this an hour because Doctor Sleep is long AF. But on Sunday night, we are going to watch the director's cut of Doctor Sleep in preparation for the 30th episode of Purely and Simply Evil, which is pretty dope. So super excited for that as well. We've had a blast with The Shining and taken a really deep dive, just burying ourselves into The Shining. It's been a lot of fun. Just,
It certainly has, yeah.
burying into Jack Nicholson.
And you guys
it's
definitely
great.
talk all of your shit about Doctor Sleep. So don't get all pissy if I end up either not liking it. But praise all if I do, I guess.
I don't see you not liking it. I could see you thinking that we've all maybe hyped it up a little bit, but like I don't
like it when people hype up a movie because it leaves me with too much of a high standard.
I don't like you feel like you have to be that. You know what I mean? That was Halloween Kills for me, man. That was like my I don't know. That was which I don't know, that wasn't really as much other people as much as it was me. Like I hyped myself
I think
up
you set the standard way too high for Halloween Kills. For it being the middle movie.
I did. Yeah. But then you have people though that like I was listening to The Thing with Two Heads with Sean Clark and Christopher Nelson, and Chris was talking about how much crap he gets in his DMs of people hating on Halloween Ends and now hating on The Exorcist, and he was like, you all need to like get over your shit. Like they weren't that bad. Like you need to calm down and basically get over yourselves. Like you gotta chill, you know? Yeah. See, Raymond says the same thing, dude. Dr. Sleep is badass. Better than The Shining, in my opinion.
Hey man, I'm all willing to believe you. Just it's just shit happens, flip coin if I like it or not.
But see, the difference for me, is The Shining, you almost have to look for The Shining to be incredible. Like you have to really like yes, you could find it scary, and yes, you could be like, hey, I enjoyed that. But you almost have to really dive into it, like as a movie fan, to like to appreciate it. Doctor Sleep is just like it's a good movie. Like I was never at one single point bored, and for a 3-hour movie, that's a big deal. Like usually in a 3-hour movie, you're kind of like, okay, just like let's move here. Like, Doctor Sleep, like there's literally not a boring part of that movie. Like it's so good, man. I'm so stoked for you to finally check it out.
Well, we're gonna find out Sunday, and I'm all the more excited for it. Yeah. Especially to sit down in this comfy ass chair and watch 2.5 hours worth of a film.
Yeah.
How long is
it? Austin, that's a great way to put it. Story-wise, it's more interesting and deeper than The Shining. It really fleshes out the power of The Shining. That's the thing, is it made me, I don't know if understand is the right word. It made me appreciate the story of The Shining so much more. Like, I never felt, even though I had seen the original film several times, I never felt the power of, like, what it was trying to do until I watched Doctor Sleep, and then I was like, oh my god, that's genius, because it revisits it revisits The Shining in such a way that like it pays homage to like to what was happening in the story, but it also like it fleshes things out, and you see things like, because we see it from Danny's perspective in The Shining as a child, where he's scared, he doesn't know what's going on, like you're in the dark. And then you see it from his perspective as an adult, where he understands it and he's kind of got it under control. Like he's dealt with those demons, and you see everything from a different perspective. And I don't know. I can't spoil it for you. Like, you just have to watch it because like
I know. I felt bad when you guys trying to like tiptoe around it in our conversation, in our deep dive with The Shining. But you know what? I'm sure we'll have you guys back, and we'll be able to talk more about it. And I'm sure I'll be excited to talk more about it with you guys.
And it adds to the lore. You know what I mean? Like, it adds so much to the lore that you wouldn't even have get. Like you watch The Shining, you're like, okay, this is a ghost movie about domestic abuse, and then you watch Doctor Sleep, and you're like, oh, this is there's a whole lot more to this world. Like, this is a whole other world of like mythical, like it's wild. It's pretty cool. Austin said you'll love Rose the Hat. Yeah, the villain is a woman. legit scarier than Jack. I'm not even kidding you. There are
Scarier than
moments where
Jack.
she is actually kind of terrifying. But you also like can't help but like her too. So good, man. So good. So
Fuck it,
real
let's
quick.
watch it tonight then. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, right now, let's switch the shows. No. Raymond Malabar, what's up, man? Hey, Brad Miguel. And chat, how's it going? It is going good, my man. SBC, Austin's here. What's going on? Austin, Kyle Curtis Flett, what is up, my man?
Hello.
Yeah, man, it's just like it. I'm stoked for you to see it. I really am.
No, as am I. So,
and I'm not going to talk about it anymore because I don't want to spoil it for you.
Okay. If you want to spoil it for me on Sunday.
Yes. So I gave it. This is the last thing I'll say about Doctor Sleep. So after me and Julia watched it, because Julia's always loved The Shining. Like weird story here, but like she always had an appreciation for it. The first time I saw it, like when I was younger, I was like I was excited because I was like, man, this has been hyped up. Like people talk about The Shining, like it is like crown jewel of the horror genre. And I remember, keep in mind, I was a Rob Zombie, Halloween, Paul W.S. Anderson, Resident Evil, like saw Friday Part 9, or saw Friday the 13th remake in the theater, saw the Elm Street remake in the theater. Like that was my wheelhouse. Like I was into that kind of like action horror. And I saw The Shining and I was like, that sucked. Like why do people freak out? I don't think I
ever said that though.
No, you weren't like that. I really didn't think it was very good. I didn't like it the first time I saw it. And it's taken me 5 or 6 watches over the course of like growing up and understanding the themes more and things like that, like to really get it. And Julia really helped me get it because she was always a big fan of The Shining. She really liked it. And I remember her and I rented Dr. Sleep after it came out. And we rented it and we were like, that absolutely ruled. Like that was amazing. Yes, Raymond, you are correct. It's a really good Ewan McGregor. You realize he's Danny, right?
I know that he plays Danny. That's one of the reasons why I'm excited for him.
He's really good in this movie.
I don't know.
He's really good.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that. Don't say that to me.
He's good. You're a Star Wars fan, though. That's why.
No, man. I liked him in Christopher Walken. Fuck out of here. He was hilarious in Christopher Walken.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, man. Speaking of... So, this weird off-topic thing. Speaking of Star Wars, are they... What's the deal with the... Are the TV shows, like... Are they sequel things? Or are they doing, like... Are they like traveling back into like what's the deal with the Star Wars shows? Because I feel like every time I get on social media, Disney's like, "Hey, there's season 2 of this show," and I look at it, I'm like, I didn't even know that was a show. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, I knew about Bad Batch. I knew about the how do you say her name? The chick
Ahsoka?
with the Ahsoka. I used to say Ahsoka, and you were like, "Shut up! That's not how you say it." Ahsoka, like I feel like every time I look at Disney's feed, I'm like, "Oh, there's a new Star Wars show," and then like 2 days later, I'm like, "Oh, there's a new Star Wars show." Like it's just constant. It's more than Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Is that wrong, or is that a fair like assessment? Like I feel like it's literally constantly that they're announcing new Star Wars shows. It's weird.
Hey, I'm okay with it, honestly. And whether it's quality or quantity, I don't really care. So far, they've been pumping out some good projects.
Have they been good? Like, have you watched them?
I mean, Austin, if you want to like chime in on that too, you can. But I personally don't mind them. I like them. Ahsoka was really good. Mandalorian is just pretty good. The only one I didn't really enjoy was the Book of Boba Fett, but I thoroughly enjoyed the Bad Batch, and I also enjoyed the next season of the Clone Wars, the newest seasons of the Clone Wars, like we got the one that we got a while back. I enjoyed that very much, but I have not seen Obi-Wan, and I know that sucks because I really wanted to see it because Ewan McGregor is obviously in it.
Yeah,
and I never got to see the whole season. I've seen bits and pieces, but I mean, what are you concerned? Like, it's time travel? No, it's not time travel. It's just telling stories in between the main
But that's what I mean.
trilogies,
Like, is it
which I
like a
enjoy.
sequel to what's happening in the movies, or is it just like, are we just picking and choosing random places? I think that's partially why I've never gotten, like, we've talked about this on the show. Miguel is you're a pretty big Star Wars fan, but like, I am a very, very, very casual Star Wars fan. Like, and I never really was a big Star Wars fan until I saw Rogue One in the theater, and that movie kind of changed the way I felt about Star Wars. But it's so much to keep up with, and it's so like even watching them all for the first time, I was like, oh my god, like it feels so daunting to get into Star Wars. You know what I mean?
Well,
It
it's the
just it
same
does.
premise as people who are trying to get into like
The
the
MCU,
MCU.
yeah,
Like it's already so vast. So like
yeah,
people are of the opinion now where it's like, well, why do I need to even bother
yeah.
watching
I get that.
everything in one single order if it's already this vast? And it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, I get that. But I mean, that's part of the journey, you know?
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's how you pick yourself into it. I mean, I didn't become a fan of Star Wars because I watched the entire fucking saga by itself. No, I started becoming a fan like after, and watching a couple pieces here and there, I started off, enjoying the original trilogy more than I did with the prequels, but
yeah,
as I grow older, you can hate me all you want, but I enjoy the prequel trilogy more so than the original trilogy. And, you know, as the story goes, the same with like, the Godzilla franchises, like with
yeah.
the MonsterVerse franchise. My interest peaked more just because it's became more and more mainstream because it's like,
Right, right.
oh, something that wasn't as taboo to be a fan of is now mainstream. So cool. I guess now
Yeah,
it's a good time to be a fan.
right.
So I was of that knowledge, even though Star Wars wasn't really like that taboo. It was just like a thing that like, you're just a geek for like fucking Star Wars. But now it's like now everyone has a Disney Plus subscription, so they can watch Star Wars all they
Yeah,
want.
yeah, yeah,
And if they want to look and gawk at like Pedro Pascal, being the Mandalorian, they can. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's become more mainstream, and I love it. I'm completely okay with it being more mainstream. So
yeah. Bro, by the way, speaking of you said something a little bit ago that like made me think of this. And we're gonna talk a little bit about this tonight as well because the series premiere is on Sunday, and I'm beyond stoked. So speaking of good shows, dude, The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live has a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
oh yeah, I heard about that.
The reviews for that, like I think screeners went out for like maybe the first 3 episodes. The reviews are like, bro, where was this storytelling through the rest of The Walking Dead? So I'm pretty hyped. The fact that critics are really digging it, I'm like, okay,
I've seen
The
I've seen
Walking Dead
snippets
hasn't had that
of
kind of reviews in a long time. Like,
I've seen snippets of like of the show, and people are talking about like, bro, like is this the Rick we're gonna have pretty soon? Like this Rick seems unstoppable.
yeah,
And they're talking about like how he's like trained and fucking blah blah blah, how he interacts and how different he is in this show as
yeah,
compared to the previous one. It's almost as if he's no longer that British cowboy python gunslinging guy. He's like a
yeah.
fucking John Wick now, I
It
think.
blows my mind that he's never won an Emmy for
He's
Rick.
never won an Emmy.
He's
Well, I mean, it
never
was an
won one.
AMC TV show. It doesn't really surprise me. I don't know.
I
Did
know, but it was nominated for other stuff. But it. He's so good in that role. Like, I know there are moments where like everybody makes fun of like the Carl, like
hmm
no, Carl. Like, I know the accent is kind of weird sometimes, and like it's fluctuated over the like. If you go listen to season 1 Rick versus like season like 9 Rick, it's two completely different accents. Like he
I know.
like I think he was trying to overdo the like the South like southern drawl kind of thing like,
Yeah.
and then he kind of like got that under control. But like
hmm
his like looking back, because it's like I've said like my wife and I are in the middle of watching it right now, and like rewatching it. She's never seen it, but I'm in the middle of rewatching it, and we actually like just got past the part where Rick leaves, where he blows the bridge, and like we're at the beginning of the Whisperer War right now.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think of like in the Glenn and Abraham episode when Negan first shows up, like dude's performance in that episode is mind blowing. It is really, really good to watch him like break down, and it's so good. And I'm so stoked for that show. That's another thing. I'm gonna do a. I don't know if you're gonna watch it this weekend. I am definitely filming a reaction to that, like a review of that first episode, because I'm stoked.
I'd like to
Really
catch up
am.
on it, and I'm more than happy to join on you if I can catch a slip of it.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, don't hold me to it.
A bunch of there's been a lot of spoilers for stuff. There were a lot of Godzilla and Kong spoilers that went out
Oh
over
my
the last
God,
couple of days. A lot of stills. I didn't get to see all of them, but I sent Miguel a couple of them.
I mean, you heard my
But
reaction.
there were quite a few. There's something pretty big that happens in The Ones Who Live that I kind of saw coming. There were rumors about it a long time, and I'm not going to say what it is, but like there were rumors about it a long time ago because it's something that kind of coincides with the comic books, anyways. But I actually like saw a still of it, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then I saw AMC started taking stuff down, and like there was like the "Don't Spoil the Walking Dead" hashtags going out, and like you know what I mean.
Mm.
But that stuff is so unavoidable at this point. But I'm super excited. It's funny because today the Walking Dead put on the Walking Dead official account put on a poll on Twitter, and it said, "Are you an A or a B?" And everybody in the comments was like, "I don't know. It's been 6 years, and you've never told us what that means." Like, you know what I mean? From when Jadis is always like, "I have a B," or they come over "I have an A, I have a B." It's like, what does that mean? We still don't know.
I thought we did figure that out, didn't we?
No, we don't know. We have no idea what that
I
means.
thought you
We
told me
have
about that.
no clue. There's speculation as to what
I
it
thought
means,
like
but
an
there's
A was
no
like
idea.
I thought like an A or a B was like either one or the other being like perfect for like human trials or something like that. For like,
Well, that's been part of the speculation, but who knows? I mean, like
oh, okay.
surely they're gonna give us some kind of answer in this show. Like, it's a show about the CRM. Like, we have to get some kind part of I think it's gonna be one of two things. Either The Walking Dead has been absolutely genius in teasing the CRM over the course of the last like 6 years, like MCU level genius,
Mm-hmm.
or it's like Halloween 5 level insanity stupidity, where they just like how they just wrote the Man in Black just to throw like a twist, but nobody knew what it meant. Like they wrote it with no like understanding of what it meant. Like even the director was like, I don't know what the hell we were trying to do. We just wanted to throw in a twist. Like I don't know. Like but like he saw the helicopter in the first episode in Atlanta, and he keeps seeing helicopters like throughout the series, and it's like, did they plan for something like this to happen? Like were they always going to go with the whole Civic Republic military thing, or were they like, did they just come up with it? Like I don't know. We'll have to see. I find it hard to believe like that they never knew about it before. Like you have this massive army of thousands of people trying to like rebuild society, and like people just didn't know. Like they just didn't know that was there or existed. Like
I don't know. There's still like untouched tribes out here, dog, that are
that's true.
fucking cannibals.
Do you think in the universe there's still people like living day by day at this point? Like at this point where
What do you
we're
mean? Like normal lives, like us?
No, I mean like think back to when the series first started, after society crumbled after like the outbreak, and
Mm-hmm.
people were like living place to place and out on the road and trying to just like survive this. Like, do you think there's still people like out there living like that, or do you think it's all like places like
You
Alexandria?
think people just like found a group or whatever? Yeah, I'm sure. It's the same principle as like, uh, it's like people who like kind of live. It's kind of like with people who you meet, like people that live in the suburb, people who live in the city, and people who live in like communities, and then people who just live off the grid. It's
people
kind
who are
of the
the ones who
same.
live.
Yes. But I mean, it's kind of like the same premise, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like,
Yeah.
it's just different because it's fucking zombies. So
Yeah.
I think it's more or less now to the point where it doesn't surprise me that they did not see they never met up with the CRM because CRM was just so far away from
Right.
where Alexandria and all the other communities were functioning, which is still kind of odd if you think about it, with how close all the communities that we
Yeah.
grew, how close they were to each other, and then you have to think about like how the Commonwealth and then the fucking community, how they all
Yeah.
came. Like, it's just so interesting how
Well,
small the world is starting to become
yeah, because the
as more and
Commonwealth,
more communities come
like
along.
the Commonwealth feels big. But looking at the CRM in the trailers that they have, and like even what they
They
show
look
in World
vast, don't they?
Beyond, is just like compared to like the prison, it's like two completely different worlds. Like literally, it's like two different. It's crazy. And I mean, surely that didn't exist from the start of the apocalypse. Like I'm sure it's taken that long to get there. Even like Dead City though. Did you ever watch Dead City? I
Mm-mm.
know you saw clips of it. Dead City felt very dystopian. Like it almost it feels less like the beginning of The Walking Dead did, where it was just like people were gone and it was just like the world was just kind of dead and empty and there was nothing going on. Like it was just like there were people still, obviously, but like Morgan and Dwayne living in the random house. Like it was there was no organization to anything. Dead City makes it feel like there's still like there's some organization coming back to the world. Like there are different settlements and communities and people like banding to you know what I mean banding together, and it's just it feels a little bit different than
Mm-hmm.
it feels it, it's a different era, like I'll say that, and it's not bad. Like I don't say that in a bad way. It's just it feels like a different era than what the beginning of the show felt like. Which
Yeah.
makes sense because at some point people would try to rebuild society. They would try to rebuild humanity. Like you have to, you know what I mean?
Well,
So
it's kind of like what I kind of expected what it would be like if the zombie apocalypse affected the southern states, if that makes sense. Because I mean, they were in the southern states,
yeah,
and in The Walking Dead, so like, the environments they're in, kind of it makes sense how they would survive, or the places that they would be, and the people that they met. Like, it doesn't surprise me. So, which is why I enjoyed like the Fear of the Walking Dead, because it gave like a West Coast
I
perspective of what
dude,
the Walking Dead did.
I
So,
love that about Fear the Walking Dead. I
hmm
listen. I would put the first season of Fear the Walking Dead just about up against any season of The Walking Dead. Like it's really good. Now after the first season, I kind of lost interest. I'm gonna be real; it didn't feel the same. But those first like 6 episodes
oh
of Fear the
well.
Walking Dead are great. I will
hmm
rewatch like every summer. I rewatch them just because it feels like that good West Coast. Like it's just a good horror story. And the
hmm
whole idea of the concept of Nick being an addict and going through withdrawal because he can't get his fix, like it's so good, man. It's awesome.
I know, and I
Um,
hate. No, I won't spoil much for you.
it's good, man. Raymond said I've seen one episode of Dead City and Daryl Dixon. They showed them on the last drive-in. Yeah, I haven't seen Daryl Dixon yet. I keep meaning to watch it and I just haven't yet. I'll probably end up getting to that um
Daryl Dixon
after
becomes John Wick.
yeah, for real. Um I'll probably get to that after I finish The Ones Who Live. Or maybe I'll watch it with it. We'll see. I don't know. I keep saying I need to find more time in my week to watch stuff, and then I don't. I,
I
I
know.
I hit that teacher life and that dad life, and I'm just like, I'm ready to go to bed at 10 p.m. Like.
Yeah.
Real quick, Austin said, thoughts on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise? I just watched part 3 in The Next Generation for the first time, and oof, they're not good.
Don't
Yeah,
worry, buddy. You're in my boat.
it's it's not good. I
Who
don't
was I talking to?
understand.
We were talking to someone who was like a big fan of it, but it was hard for me to like. It was hard for me to like justify like wanting to watch the whole franchise.
Like on the show?
Yeah, I feel like no, it's just like it
Like
was
or
people who we
like
talked
in
to.
person, like it's
Yeah,
Carefest or something. I don't know.
something like that.
If we're being honest, I would need to go back and watch the other sequels because I don't even.
They're pretty rough.
It's like a fever dream for me. Because I
Yeah.
remember thinking like, how the mighty have fallen. How did we get
Mm,
here? And I know they're huge fans of TCM Part Two. Like I know that, and they're huge
mm.
fans of the Next Generation. But like, it's just how did every time I watch it, I find myself like, how did we go from one of the most revered, loved horror films of all time? Like something that people like, again, like The Shining, that people still study and name as like one of their biggest influences. And then you have The Next Generation where it's like part of a government thing, and it's like he's like a like it
It's like a
I don't
against the
I
town
don't
kind
know.
of
Like
thing, and like
it's so strange, and that's why people hate. I'm actually this is a video I want to do in the next like couple weeks. People hate on Texas Chainsaw 3D. I think Texas Chainsaw 3D is actually like in my top 3 of the franchise. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, and I know that seems wild. Like my top 3 would probably be the original, the 2003 remake, which I'm not even gonna front. I think it's the best of the franchise. I think yes, I would put the 2003 remake over the original. Sorry,
mm,
unsub if you want, but it's how I feel. And my third would probably be Texas Chainsaw 3D because yes, there are some stupid moments in Texas Chainsaw 3D when she looks at him and says, "Do your thing," cuz I'm like I roll my eyes too.
some things get cringy.
I know it does. And like the entire concept of her being his long lost cousin is stupid. But like I look at that film and I'm like
That's like
that like that film
those
is the
types of
Halloween Kills
storylines
of the Texas
gives
Chainsaw
me
Massacre franchise. It
yeah.
is.
Those types of like storylines that you know, like the long lost cousin things. Those are like how can I put it? Like darts on a dartboard subjects, if that makes sense.
But it was still kind of well told. Like it wasn't entirely as stupid as people made it out to be.
Well,
Like people acted
it's
like
just
it
one of
was
those
like
things. It was like,
blasphemy, and I was
okay, long lost cousin.
like
That's kind of what it gives me.
to me, it's not that hard to justify it. You know what I mean? He obviously needed people to take care of him. Like
Hmm.
he's like A, he's not all there. B, he's only ever had people take care of him. You know what I mean? Yes,
Hmm.
he's an adult and stuff, but like I mean, he's got issues. And when the family dies, which first of all, that's a good flashback sequence too. People hate on that, and I'm like, dude, that flat like they recreated the house, they recreated the street, they like there was so many good things about that. And it's not crazy to me to think that like he still had a family member that was taking care of him, and you know, like this cousin that was the baby was taken after the family died, and
The baby was taken.
the baby, and of course she goes to collect after this family member dies. She goes to and see this house she's inherited and things like that, and he's there. And it's like even the ending, like when she kind of like becomes his caretaker, like I'm kind of like
And then like
it's
goes
like
into the fucking hidden fucking kitchen closet.
yeah, when she goes and gets his food. Well, she goes to like another thing that I always thought was kind of weird. Even if you real like yes, he saved her, and yes,
But didn't he like kill like most of her friends?
he killed most of her friends. But he
Yeah.
did end up saving her, and she did end up realizing, okay, like he is my family, and he realized, okay, she's my family. But like, it's funny because they do walk back to the house together, which I think is funny. Like, he just tried. You spent the entire movie him trying to kill her, and then like they're just walking back to the house, like he's slightly in front of her, or whatever, and like
Yeah, that's some like Dom Toretto like fucking end of the movie barbecue thing, like
yeah.
family is family kind
And
of
she goes
bullshit.
she goes to clean his wound. That's the thing. She goes to like wipe the blood off and first of all, he's wearing the skin mask. So it's like, what are you wiping? Like
Hmm.
bro is literally wearing a person's face. And
Well,
she goes
probably
to like
your friend's
dab it
face too,
with a
if that.
cloth. Yeah. She goes to dab it with a cloth, and he like swipes her hand away, and then goes downstairs, and it shows him like she brings him food, and he eats it, and then she gets the food, and he slams the thing, or whatever. Like, and you hear the family member, and she's like, "Now it's your turn," blah blah blah, and it's just like, I don't know, whatever.
It's kind of
It's
cringe.
not great, but compared to the next generation, and compared to the other sequels in the franchise,
I mean, you tell
it's
me the one
not
with Matthew
that
McConaughey
bad.
just isn't. It doesn't tickle your giblets.
It does not tickle my. It doesn't tickle anything.
That's fair.
Nah. It's nah. But I do listen. I know people will hate on me for saying the 2003 remake is better. It's better. Like I don't know what to tell you. It is. That movie is absolutely great. To quote Friday the 13th Part 9, it's stupendous.
Stupendous.
Its tits are stupendous. It's great. So, Raymond said, "Are you guys interested in Abigail? It's one of my most anticipated, and anticipated. That's what I was trying to say. And I'm working on going to see it in the theater. Yeah, I would like to see it. We actually did a trailer reaction for that one. And it looks fun. Like it looks pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
So
the vampire ballerina.
Yeah, the vampire girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, looks
Yeah,
unique.
I actually, it seemed it looked like a good old time. I'll be honest, and it's by no means going to be a fucking what's it called? It's not going to be it's not going to be a case study, by any means. It's not.
No,
But it's going to be a grand old time to watch.
it looks like Black Phone level good. Like,
Mhm.
like like the Black Phone. I don't. I have good memories of. Like, I enjoyed watching it. It was good. I would watch it again. But it
Mhm.
also wasn't like the greatest horror film I've ever seen either. It was just it's good. It's good. So Miguel, what do
Yes.
you want to do? Do you want to talk some movie news, some MCU stuff? Do you want to do a trailer breakdown? What do you how do you want to do this? What's going to tickle
Um,
your what's going to tickle your
let's do
pickle?
MCU news because that was first
Fair,
on my mind. I
fair,
think I was reading some articles prior
fair, fair.
for
So,
because I know there's plenty of people out here that are still questionable on the news that we're about to bring up.
Yeah. All right, so I found this article on comicbook.com that kind of summed up a lot of thoughts that I have and touched on a lot of things. So I was like, we'll read through the article and we'll give our thoughts on it. There's been a lot of MCU stuff lately, and there's been a lot of talk. Oh man, wow. That's what I get for not drinking a soda in 3 months. Anyways, so it's no secret, like, even as a big Marvel fan, we've always prided ourselves on being big Marvel people, and I am a big Marvel fan. I love the Marvel IPs. I love the Marvel characters. I love the MCU, but it's no secret that over the last 2 or 3 years, it's felt kind of lackluster. It hasn't.
Hmm.
It, as we said a minute ago, it hasn't tickled my pickle. It just hasn't. There are things that I've liked. I loved season 1 of Loki. I haven't watched season 2 yet. Miguel, don't shoot me in the foot. I know. And I'm not fully caught up on things either. But I look back at stuff like She-Hulk, and I'm like,
And
okay,
I used to think like, and I tried, and I hate the fact that I now think about like how it's not the fact that I try to justify it. I just try to justify the means of She-Hulk because I knew that She-Hulk wasn't going to be like anything
groundbreaking,
that's. I
and it
didn't expect it to be like pushing the narrative,
right,
but it just, and not to sound like a bro Marvel fan, but
bro, a bro,
it
a
just felt like
bro.
such a slap in the face of the storytelling that it was
Well,
trying to push.
here's what was more of a slap. Like, it wasn't the fact that they tried to do a comedy show. That wasn't the issue for me. I didn't mind that in the slightest. What got me is like some of the weird creative things that we just decided, like, like I'm not I am one thing I am critical of Marvel is their treatment of the Hulk. I am a big Hulk fan. I always have been a big Hulk fan. Hulk was my favorite as a kid. Like
Mm-hmm.
even more than Spider-Man, I think the Hulk was like I was a Hulk fan as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they've given the Hulk the justice that he deserves in the MCU. I really
Well,
don't.
they've made, and I think you'll agree if I say this. They made the Hulk the punchline to almost every joke
I know.
in the
And
MCU.
it already felt kind like I was already get I didn't really feel it until like honestly in the first Avengers movie, it was great. I was like this is
Mm-hmm.
okay. I'm here for this. I like it. In
Mm-hmm.
Avengers Age of Ultron, I was like I like it. Cool. I'm here for it. Like it looks pretty dope. I like it. I'm here for it. Because he actually had a pretty dark story arc in Avengers Age of Ultron. Like it was pretty wild. And I was like, okay, I'm I'm here for Dark Hulk. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
But then like Professor Hulk was fun in Endgame because it was different and like it worked for the story they were trying to tell. But I feel like even in the final battle in Avengers Endgame, I just felt like the Hulk was just kind of there and I was like, okay, in a battle like that, the Hulk would be one of your biggest assets. Like that would like
Mm-hmm.
I wanted a rematch between the Hulk and Thanos. I
Yeah.
really did. And we
Yeah.
didn't get that.
Yeah.
And then in She-Hulk, it was more like you just said. It was like we were just using the Hulk as like a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only times he showed up were when like it needed a laugh. Like we needed a good laugh, and I was just like,
And like they
"What?"
kind of,
Like it just it
and
felt so
I hated the
strange.
fact that like, and again, I don't know She-Hulk's comic book story. I don't. I'm gonna be honest, but it just felt like they kind of threw away like a lot of Banner's story
They did.
and like I guess like shoved it under the rug, so to speak, because
Yeah.
I don't know. It was almost as if like you, how can I put this? We, for us as the moviegoers, watched the Hulk with Eric Banner's uh interpretations. You saw how tragic and dark that was,
Mm-hmm.
and you saw the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, and you saw how how much struggle he went through and how brutal it was, and then you see how Mark Ruffalo struggled to deal with his Hulk throughout the Infinity Saga, and then it all comes down to like She-Hulk in it, and you have fucking Bruce Banner just like, hey, let me show you how to be a Hulk, what it is to be a Hulk, and it's kind of like pushed to the side. It's like it's not that hard. Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna go do my thing now, and
I
it was
didn't
just
even mind. You finish. I'm sorry. I'm just
well,
like
it was just
I'm.
for me personally, it just felt like that. I was like, it was just it didn't really. The Hulk just kind of like never seemed as serious of a storyline to me, or like it felt like the story was going somewhere all the way up until um I would say Infinity War, and then it pretty much just became the
Yeah.
punchline to a joke,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah. And like I said, I 100% thought Professor Hulk was awesome. Like as soon as I saw it in game, like I laughed. I was like, "This is awesome! Like this is really cool." But then like it felt like kind of a letdown in the final battle. Like I could you imagine if like I'm thinking about the big endgame battle at the end, like the Avengers Endgame. Cap catches Mjolnir, like all of that, like beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
incredible. Great, huge, wonderful, great.
Wonderful.
I know battles, and it's the best battle. It's great. Anyways, like I'm thinking, you saw the concept art of like in Infinity War, like the Hulk breaking out of the Hulkbuster armor and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, could you imagine? Because the whole point of Professor Hulk is Bruce was like, hey, we worked it out. Like Bruce and Hulk worked out their shit, and like okay, we're together now. Like we're in this together. Could you imagine if in that moment during the epic music when everybody was just going crazy, or even during the final battle itself, if Bruce would have like relinquished, like knowing that this is the biggest battle of the universe and like this is like they beat Thanos or everything is over, could you imagine if Bruce would have like resurrendered to like Savage Hulk and let Savage Hulk do his thing in that battle? Like my heart would have been on the floor. Like that would have been like absolutely amazing. Because then you still like you can still have Hulk snap, you can still have all of that happen the way it did. But at that last moment, knowing that like this is their final stand, they have to do this. Bruce like lets Savage Hulk do his thing. And then you can tie back into like that was a sacrifice. Another way that Bruce Banner is tragic. Like he had to make that sacrifice. He finally had like the balance between the two, and he had to sacrifice that in order to beat Thanos. And then you can go to the point back where okay, like now Savage Hulk is back. Like you can keep telling those kind of tragic stories, you know. And like I didn't mind the whole him teaching her how to be a Hulk thing. That wasn't really what bothered me quite as much as like it was just like even him having a son at the end. Like it was just like there were a few moments I was like, what? Like really? Even Emil Blonsky. Like I understand him having the support group.
I didn't really like Emil's storyline.
I didn't really either. But like
I watched
I
a
could
snippet
accept
of
that.
like I watched a snippet of it of like the whole big reveal at the end of She-Hulk, and I was just like, Jesus fucking Christ, we really just went for making a statement at this point more than just telling the story.
I mean, the Hulk and the Abomination is one of the like it's classic hero villain MC like Marvel. Like they are two of the classics. Like it's like Spider-Man and Venom. Like they're just like they just go together, and seeing it just kind of made into a joke was very, very strange. It was a really, really weird series. It really was.
And like and to have the rematch between the Hulk and Abomination, and it just be a script that needed to be changed by She-Hulk. Had me on the floor. But you talking about, and I hate the fact that we have to mention She-Hulk, but it's just one of those. The She-Hulk series was just one of those series where it's like it wasn't bad, but it was like
compared to everything else, it wasn't great
good
either.
It wasn't good by any stretch of the means. And did it help anything? No, not really.
Yeah, and I think
that's where
what it comes.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's what it comes down to is what you just said. Does it help anything? Like you can have standalone like Moon Knight. Moon Knight was a good standalone story. I didn't love it. Like it wasn't like the greatest thing ever, but I enjoyed it. It was decent. That was a good. It felt like it fit in the universe. It was its own standalone story. I get it. And I'm not saying like I like the idea of having standalone stories within the universe, but it didn't feel like it was connected to anything. And I think there's been a lack of like connectivity between everything. Even Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That again, I had a little bit of Halloween Kills syndrome with that. I thought Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness was going to be like top 5 MCU movies for me, and I walked out of it just kind of like, what the hell? Like, did I like that? Did I not like that? Was it good? Was it strange? Like, I just felt weird inside after watching it. Like, I didn't know what to think. And I felt the same way about Eternals and Hawkeye. Like, Hawkeye was good. I enjoyed Hawkeye. I enjoyed Loki. It's felt the lack of connective tissue has started to kind of weigh, I think. And it's felt very different post Endgame.
Yeah.
It really has.
Well, I mean, it's not everything's supposed to be different after the Infinity Saga, you know? Like, that's the end of one saga, here comes a new. But I think the building blocks that they were trying to establish were not strong by any stretch of the means.
No.
And what I mean by not strong, I mean specifically just not strong and legally not strong. So yeah, you just like it seemed
Yeah.
like the building blocks were just not gathering. They were not
Yeah.
working well
Yeah.
for the
Right.
MCU or Disney for that matter.
Yeah.
So with the article that you have brought up, the term retooling, it sounds like it's a proper phrase, I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Yeah. I think of Christmas Vacation, the boss retooling. I'll retool you. So found this on comicbook.com. Wanted to talk about it. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is being creatively retooled. Hello, kind lady.
Remember
It's nice
that
to
remember
see
that
you.
meeting that they had like after
Yeah.
the Infinity Saga,
Yeah,
like
where
their
they said
retreat?
they plan the next like decade or whatever of content.
Bro,
So
imagine having to
I
do another retreat for that. They probably had
uh,
like they were off on the beach enjoying Mai Tais, celebrating the win off the Infinity Saga.
yeah, right.
This one was probably at a Hilton with 4 jugs of like black coffee and
Yeah,
just a whiteboard and saying, "We're going back to the basics." What
yeah,
the fuck?
yeah, yeah. But they didn't go back to basics. That's the thing. They
Well, I mean, like after, like I'm sure after like the retooling thing, like they're trying
Oh,
to
I
figure things
understand. I
out.
understand. I
Yeah.
understand. Yeah. So the landscape of the Marvel Cinematic Universe is undergoing a makeover at the moment, with insiders calling it a retooling and not a reboot. Marvel Studios was riding high off the success of Avengers Endgame, which wrapped up the studio's Infinity Saga and bid farewell to stalwarts like Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and Scarlett Johansson. Marvel started focusing on developing original content for Disney Plus, as well as introducing new heroes and franchises which always haven't resonated with fans. After dismal performances by last year's Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania and Jonathan Majors' legal issues, that's a whole other problem in and of itself that we're going to talk about in just a minute. The MCU appeared to suffer from superhero fatigue. However, a renewed focus, on quality over content helps to keep the MCU from hitting the reboot panic button. The Hollywood Reporter released an article focusing on how Marvel is quietly rebooting its future catalog. Retooling, sorry. They discussed some of Marvel's recent misses, including Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania and Secret Invasion. See, that was another one, Secret Invasion. I was just like, I didn't really love it.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, but it didn't blow me away either. Like I was like, and I thought with the fact that it was Samuel L. Jackson too, that I would think it was good. I
Mhm.
just didn't love it. I didn't think it was that great. I'm gonna be real. I really didn't. Real quick, Good Real Hunting. What's up, Brett? Or Brad, whichever one of you that is. Hey, everyone, just got out of a WTF. Did I just watch a movie seen in a while? What'd you go see, man? Curious.
I was like, is that a
Uh,
podcast? Cool.
yeah. Moves and decisions made behind the scenes look to rectify some of these duds, but also point out how February has delivered good vibes in the form of Deadpool and Wolverine the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer that dropped during the Super Bowl, the first trailer for X-Men 97, and a continuation of the popular X-Men the Animated Series, and the announcement of the cast of the Fantastic Four. Now, I will say all of what it just said, I'm like on board with, like everything.
Hmm.
The Deadpool trailer looks fantastic. We're gonna break that down in just a few minutes. The X-Men 97 trailer blew me away. That looks fantastic. We're also going to talk about that in just a minute. And we got the Fantastic Four announcement, which again we're also about to talk about in just a few minutes. Also, Brett said Drive Away Dolls. Yeah, that looked strange. I saw a trailer for that and I was like, that looks like a weird one. So yeah, you'll have to fill me in later, man. That it looks like a strange one.
Is that the one about where like these 2 girls find a suitcase?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it looked kind of fun.
It looks fun, but it
It looked like
still
it looked
kind of
like a
strange.
burn after reading kind of movie
Yeah.
to me.
So Marvel's making changes behind the scenes to clean up the MCU. Things are looking up for the MCU. I would agree. Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige has brought in several figures to help clean up the scripts for upcoming projects, and reshoots for a Disney Plus series are getting rave reviews. The Hollywood Reporter reports Marvel completed reshoots on Agatha Darkhold Diaries in February. The show is a spin-off of WandaVision starring Kathryn Hahn. Marvel typically budgets 5 days for reshoots, but Agatha Darkhold Diaries reportedly finished in 1 day, meaning the outlook looks positive according to sources. Eric Pearson was also reportedly hired to tidy up the script for Fantastic Four, with shooting scheduled in London this summer. Bear showrunner
Wow,
Joanna Callow
that's
is reported on working
soon.
the script for Thunderbolts when filming scheduled in March in Atlanta. As far as Jonathan Majors' Kang the Conqueror, there are reports Marvel is looking to minimize the character's importance moving forward, especially after the bad reviews of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Avengers 5 was originally titled Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, but that title will reportedly be
Yeah, I heard
changed.
about that.
The focus is internal this year, as an insider said about the Marvel changes. Some of our studios lost a little focus, so the step that we've taken is we've reduced volume. Disney CEO Bob Iger said on an earnings call in February. We've reduced output, particularly at Marvel, in order to ensure the films you're making can be even better. So while all these changes may look bad on the surface, it demonstrates Marvel Studios is looking to reboot its cinematic universe, but rather clean up some of its rough edges lately, which is where the creative retooling phrase comes from. Now, I like a lot of what that just said, and I have to admit, got to admit, I enjoyed. I enjoyed the Deadpool trailer. I enjoyed the X-Men '97 trailer. The Fantastic Four announcement, it was looking promising, although I've got my own questions about that too. Like, the stuff that they've announced in the last 3 weeks all seems pretty legit. Like, okay, we might get on track. And I think they'll get back on their feet. I just think this was a really weird transition time after the Infinity Saga. You know? Like, I think they had to refine their footing and like reevaluate what the universe was going to be, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because we've heard so much about like Daredevil Born Again. They have completely stripped Daredevil Born Again of everything that it was supposed to be. Like,
To some
completely stripped
degree.
it.
To some degree, I think.
I mean, like, they didn't want Foggy and Karen to be a part of it, and now they are. Like,
Yeah.
they threw away the script, they fired the writers. Like, it's just, there's so much that's happened there. And then you've got the Jonathan Majors thing, which is a whole, like, that's a big that
I
to
think it was.
quote Jeff Goldblum
I
in
think it was
Jurassic Park,
smart.
that's one big pile of shit.
I think it was unfortunate that how can I say the words here?
Say words.
I think the move that Disney made was smart in regards to shifting the importance of Kang after the events of the court, and I think that with how things are going to play out with them retooling, it kind of was like a decent move to just kind of like side step into
Yeah.
another possible project, which,
Yeah.
in my head, they should had already have one in their back pocket. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they're not
Right.
like
Right.
scrambling like, oh god, we got to figure something out. It's
Yeah.
like if like Disney wouldn't be Disney and
Yeah.
Kevin wouldn't be Kevin if
Kevin wouldn't be Kevin. That's the one
yeah,
that's more like it.
if they didn't have like a backup storyline
Yeah.
to shoot out if things didn't like pan out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure they already knew what was going to have to happen in the
Mhm.
event of a negative ruling, which is what we got. So I like what they said with like retooling because it's not necessarily like a reboot, where they're
Right.
like wiping the slate clean. They're just kind of like repositioning where they
Right.
are shifting where
Yeah. Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
repositioning their focus
Yeah. Yeah.
and what needs to be shown at the given time.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
And I think the big question there is, so what are they pivoting to? You know what I mean? And
Uh-huh.
this is where we get into the Fantastic Four, and that's another article I wanted to pull up really quickly. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada boom. Also from comicbook.com, this is everything we know about the Fantastic Four so far. Meet Marvel's first family, the Fantastic Four. They've confirmed the cast in the 1960 set retro reboot that'll bring the superhero quartet. Reed Richards, Susan Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, along with their beloved robot sidekick Herbie. Um, Fantastic Four is the foundation for everything that came after in the comics. There's certainly been versions of it on screen, but never inhabiting the storytelling of the MCU, and that's something that is really exciting for us. Kevin Feige told DW Entertainment Weekly, adding that Entertainment Studios, I don't know what I'm saying. Marvel Studios is planning to establish the Fantastic Four as a big pillar of the MCU going forward, just the way that they've been in the comics for 50 or 60 years. Now, I agree with that. That's great. How are we setting this in the 1960s? Like, how is this going? Unless they're from a different universe, but I also don't know if I like the idea of like they're from one Earth and then they're gonna be on the
No, I think it's just a time travel thing. It's the same thing that happened with like probably Chris Evans, like getting trapped in ice thing. Like I'm sure they went to some fucking wormhole, got their powers, and then they popped out, and it's fucking 2025.
Really?
Yeah, I can see that happening.
That's
because
so
they're talking about
interesting.
because they're talking about like how Hank Pym was a student of Mr. Fantastic. If that makes sense. And
have we said that?
I mean, there's been reports of it possibly being like the connection that they wanted for for Hank Pym and the Fantastic Four, because I mean, obviously they're like two of the smartest people in the known universe of the MCU right now without Tony Stark.
Yeah.
So you need some level of connection between them. So it would only make sense that Hank Pym would have some connection to Reed Richards, and that being Hank Pym was a student of Reed Richards, and something went amiss, and
they somehow tie it to that.
Yeah,
they could also, if they really wanted to, they could tie it to the quantum realm somehow. I don't know if they would, but they could tie it to that.
I'm sure you kind of have leeway to go with it.
Time works differently in the quantum realm.
Yeah, and that's where time travel plays into fold, unless because again, I don't know the Fantastic Four storyline. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going straight off of what I fucking saw with Fox. So, I'm assuming Solar Storm gives him powers. That's it.
Solar Storm. That's it. Yeah.
That's all I'm getting.
Powers. That's all it is.
Yeah. So that's all I got.
I always liked that movie. I'm gonna be real. I thought the Fox Fantastic Four.
I did not hate it either. Okay. But all I'm saying is, I'm sure they were playing loose on the origin story. That being said,
yeah.
That's all I got. Now, how they get their powers or how they get fucking lost in the 1960s or something like that, yada, 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 I don't fucking know. But I'm just throwing some theories out there that could possibly make sense due to the nature of the MCU right now.
That's fair. That's fair.
If they want to talk about the multiverse, they can. But in my eyes, I think the multiverse is kind of over. Multiverse storyline is over for now.
For now.
Yeah.
Keyword is for now. So, the cast. This was a big one. They officially announced after months and months and months of speculation. They officially announced the cast for the Fantastic Four, which is a big deal as well. Pedro Pascal threw me for a loop. I'm gonna be real. It's taken me a while to be okay with him as Reed. Like when they first said it, I was like, "What? Really?" Like that's so strange. Like that seems like a weird. Like there are like 5 other people I could have thrown in that role, but
let me give you.
The more and more I like think about it, I'm like, oh, I could see it. I get it.
Logically and from a business standpoint, it makes sense. And
right.
And let me break it down.
Break it down, y'all.
One, you need another Robert Downey Jr.
You do.
You don't have anyone outside of the movies that is as charismatic and can grab a crowd such as Robert Downey Jr. Obviously, the story of Robert Downey Jr., you won't be able to replicate that. But the charisma...
You could with Mark Ruffalo, but you have Mark Ruffalo hidden behind Professor Hulk.
Okay, but besides Pedro Pascal can carry a crowd, and he's
He can.
already a cherry pick because he's in Disney with The Mandalorian and The Last of Us and all these other films that he's been in. So he also brings in your more neutral and mid fan base that you have.
Right.
So people that are not like diehard like Marvel comic book fans can be like, oh well, hey, I just went to go see the new Pedro Pascal movie, instead of, hey, I just went to go see the fucking Fantastic Four. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna bring in people still because you got someone like Pedro Pascal in there.
Yeah.
And so I think from like a business standpoint, it makes sense why they
I
would have
agree.
hired
I
him.
agree.
Even though from a story point, it would have been interesting to have some nobody in there. But I think from a business standpoint, it makes a lot of sense. And I'm not too concerned with his range because we've seen what he can do with being a father figure, being an overprotective father figure,
Mm-hmm.
and also
Right.
being, somewhat deranged or somewhat
As
being a villain.
cold as
Like,
ice.
so I think, I think Pedro is definitely a decent choice, or I think he was the obvious choice, if that makes
Yeah.
sense, for
Yeah.
Disney to cast.
Yeah. I agree.
So
I agree. I get it. I do. Um Vanessa Kirby is Sue Storm. I'm not super familiar with her. She looks the part. Like even
I
looking
like
at her
her.
picture right here, I'm
I've
like,
seen her. I've had seen
yeah.
her in a couple of films. She was in Mission Impossible. She was also in Hobbs and Shaw.
I remember
And
I liked her in Hobbs and Shaw.
yeah,
I
so
remember that.
she's a good actress. I think she'll do
Yeah.
a good Sue Storm.
Yeah, she looks the part. I was super excited about Joseph Quinn as
You know
Johnny.
what's funny? People
That
were
I was
hating
like,
Joseph Quinn.
I know, and I don't know why.
And you know
Everybody
what?
loved him. Everybody was like,
And you know
he is the
what?
greatest thing since sliced bread after Stranger Things. And then they announced him as Johnny, and everybody was like,
And
ugh.
everybody got pissed. And you know
I was
what?
like, what?
Bro, I don't fucking care. Joseph Quinn's manager is probably rolling in fucking dough right now because
Oh yeah,
he's gotten parts left and right since
yeah,
Stranger
yeah.
Things.
But I feel like
So,
I could see him doing a good Johnny. Like I really could.
yeah. He acts
Like
like, I think it's because they saw him as like the fucking, you know, hell, what was the group's name?
The Hellfire Club.
The Hellflyer Club nerd kind of
Not
thing.
Flyer, not Hellflyer,
So,
Hellfire.
like,
Hellfire.
they fucking act as if like they can't like give this boy Tren and fucking roids and make him look the fucking part.
Give him
Like
roids.
you seen what they did to fucking
But he doesn't
Adam
need
Warlock.
roids. He
So
doesn't necessarily
well,
need roids.
all I'm
Yeah,
saying is that
yeah.
like don't act like they can't change a character to look the part. They certainly can.
Bro, they straight up Adam Warlock should have been like jacked. And Adam Warlock was like, ho ho, I'm a real boy. Ho ho, ho ho.
Yeah,
Like,
but I'm talking about the character. I'm talking about the actor. Like the actor
I
that
know.
played Adam Warlock was the kid who got his balls bit by a spider and We're the Millers, and he turned into a fucking heartthrob within like fucking months of the film's casting. So
That's fair. That's
it
fair.
can be done. I
Yeah.
guarantee you the second filming starts, he's not gonna look like that picture. I
Probably
guarantee
not.
it.
Probably not. You're
So
probably right.
I don't know why people were hating that.
Yeah. And then you've got
This I'm not
how do you say his
I
name?
enjoyed this.
I don't
Even
want to
Moss. That's a good
Moss,
choice.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't really know him very much.
You need to watch The Bear, dude. The Bear or the fucking Punisher. Like
I've watched
he can
Who
play
is he in the
Ben.
Punisher?
Huh?
Who is he in the Punisher? I've
I don't
watched the
remember
Punisher.
I don't remember exactly what his name was, but I remember he was in the Punisher, but everybody pretty much from mainstream media, they recognize him from The Bear. And I thoroughly enjoy it. I think he can play a good Grimm. I think he can play Ben Grimm pretty well.
He looks like he could. I mean, he really
Hmm.
does.
Again, like it's not his face isn't like never mind the fucking body at this point because he's gonna be CGI fest. But voice wise, he's gonna match the personality, I'd say.
That's fair. I
I'm a
dig it. I mean,
little concerned with the CGI of him because the CGI suits on everybody so far have
Yeah.
been pretty trash.
Yeah. Michael Chiklis's like actual prosthetics have been the best.
Yeah.
100%.
And
Which seems crazy to say, but it's true.
well, it's just the fact that like since Professor Hulk, the CGI suit uh uh characters they just really haven't hit, because even Emil's Blonsky's Abomination, like at the end of She-Hulk, was pretty fucking awful.
Yeah.
And again, She-Hulk wasn't that great. Um, who else am I thinking of? Oh, if you don't want to get spoiled in Marvels, they have Beast at the end post credit scene. So you have your X-Men introduction.
Wait, what?
I'm so sorry.
Are you
Didn't know.
really?
Yep.
No way. I didn't
Yeah,
see the Marvels
dude.
yet.
Sorry. I didn't think you would be
Are you
surprised.
serious?
Yeah,
What did he
they
look
brought the
like?
Beast. It doesn't look that great. It's just a CGI, you know, beast. And you know how we're used to the prosthetics that we got in X2 United and Last Stand.
I just typed it into Google and I came across a tweet that says the Marvels somehow has a beast that looks worse than the one from 2005 in X-Men: The Last Stand.
I liked it. You know,
It does look weird.
I wasn't mad with it. And if I'm not mistaken, give me a goddamn second. Give me a fucking second.
You said give me
What?
You said give me a damn second. Yeah. Dude, I'm talking here. Let me find Hold
I
on.
know who you're talking about. You're talking about Kelsey Grammer,
Hold on.
dude. Like
Yeah.
Kelsey Grammer, like he did a pretty good job as the Beast. Okay? Like I don't care what people.
And that beast was pretty dope. I'm gonna be real. That was a good looking beast.
That was
really
the time of like decent prosthetics, because
Yeah.
again, you had the Thing, and with the previous Fantastic Four family. It wasn't terrible. I actually enjoyed it.
Halle Berry back there as Storm. Dude,
Yeah.
we didn't X-Men The Last Stand is hated on.
We didn't appreciate The Last
it.
Stand.
We really didn't. That movie rules.
Yeah.
It really does. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Well, here, pull up the
Pull it
the
up.
Marvels,
Let's watch it right now.
No, pull up the Marvels Beast and tell me what you think.
I saw it. It's interesting. I don't like it as much as it looks super CGI.
Yeah, it's like it's gonna be a whole
super CGI.
It's gonna be a CGI fest with Ben Grimm. So like, just don't be surprised with that.
I'm being honest with you. It looks like the Hulk but blue.
Huh?
It looks like the Hulk but blue.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was trying to say.
Like even the facial structure and stuff, it literally looks like the Hulk if you gave him fur and turned it blue.
That's literally what I was thinking. It's like you literally have. Well, here, that's what I was gonna think of. The buff guy from Infinity War of the they're part of that group with Thanos. You know what I'm talking about?
Of what do you mean? Of like Thanos' like gang?
Like
peeps?
yeah, of gang, like the big buff guy. Okay, but him,
Black
Hulk,
something I don't remember.
Hulk, and Abomination and Beast. They're all just fucking CGI characters that they just changed the color.
Yeah.
And added or took away fur.
Yeah, they just changed a couple of like bodily features and that was it.
Pretty much. There's
it's the same CGI model.
Yeah, there's no distinct features of these characters, and I don't like that.
I don't either. And that's where that's a whole other issue with Marvel is the CGI thing, and like people have complained that the CGI has kind of like been lackluster in the last 3 years or so.
And they're trying to tell me, so what you're trying to tell me is that like the Beast is supposed to be the same size as the Hulk. Get the fuck out of my face. All respect to the Beast. But Kelsey Grammer is not kicking the Hulk's ass.
No.
Okay? There's no way in
But
in
Beast
God's
is
green
just
earth.
Beast like the Beast is just a beast. He's just a person. He's just a person. He just, I mean, like, yes, he is beast and he's like
He is
buff
a
and
blue
he's
wolf man.
hairy and basically, yes, that's literally all he is. That's
With all
actually
due
a really
respect
smart way to put
to
it.
the character
He's
in
just a
itself.
wolfman. Yeah,
Yes.
I agree.
And the same
100%.
thing with the Thing. Okay? Like Ben Grimm, all respect to Ben. He can go toe to toe with the Hulk, but he's not the same size as the
No,
Hulk.
no.
That was the whole point of the big
Yeah,
showdown is that like you have these difference, but they're big heavy hitters.
yeah,
But it's well known that the Thing can't take the Hulk.
yeah.
So I just hope they don't
It's
make
like Godzilla and Kong. Like Kong can put up a fight. Like the Thing can put up a fight. But at the end of the day, like you can't beat
yeah,
Godzilla. Like you
yeah.
can't beat the Hulk. It's just like physically it's impossible. You can't.
Yeah. But if you show the fan or if you show the artwork of the casting choice that they did, it looks like Ben is going to be of not of respectful height or size, but is going to be comically like,
Accurate.
logical,
Yeah.
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 Like he's going to be within certain stature, He's not going to
Right.
be fucking huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I
Yeah,
don't know.
I agree. So the only other Fantastic Four news, the only other tidbit here, other than the casting and kind of just discussing, well, there's two more things I want to touch on. So it was also switched with the Thunderbolts. I think there's been some changes with the Thunderbolts too. I'm not going to speak on what those changes are because I'm not 100% sure. But the Thunderbolts was originally slated for July 25th of next year. It switched with Fantastic Four, so now Fantastic Four opens on July 25th, 2025. The Thunderbolts opens on May 2nd of 2025. So they've switched. The only other big question with Fantastic Four is, and I want your thoughts on this, and peeps in the chat, let us know your thoughts. And if you're watching after the fact, let us know your thoughts as well. Who should the main villain be? Because there have been quite a few rumor mill reports, and I know you can only take those with a grain of salt, I know. But there have been quite a few rumor mill reports that Galactus is going to be a part of this. And I'm just like, unless you're going to make Galactus the new big bad since Jonathan Majors Kang is out of the picture, like, Galactus is a big deal. Like a really big deal. And if you're doing Secret Wars, which as far as anybody knows, that's still the plan, doesn't Doom make a little bit more sense? Or should we do a different Fantastic Four villain? Should we do it, should we do our own thing? Like, instead of hitting Galactus or Doctor Doom. Like I'm not saying Doctor Doom can't be in it. Like I think it makes sense for Victor Von Doom to be in it. I think it would be a little strange if we didn't mention Victor Von Doom at all because he's such an integral part of the Fantastic Four's story. But who do you think the villain should be in Fantastic Four? Do we go Galactus? Do we go Doom? Or do we go a smaller, not smaller, less one of the less mainstream villains? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't think if I had a guess in regards to like how this might play out, I could see the entirety of this film taking place in like 1960s up to a sequel and then something happening. So it'd be foolish for it to be Galactus.
I agree.
Because one, it'd be dumb for them to try to take on Galactus in 1960s and it never be mentioned in the fucking years later.
Yeah,
but,
like that would be too big of a thing to just just skip over that for the rest. You know what I mean? Like, people would, that'd be a huge deal.
And for Doom to be a possible villain, I mean, I don't know. I could see Doom being more of a Loki character if I'm being completely honest, but not like in the way that how a story ends in Loki. But I think that he could be like a recurring character that'd be very important to the Fantastic Four's continual growth moving forward in MCU. So I wouldn't want him to be just a one-off character either. So, and I'm confident in the MCU's capability of generating a decent supervillain. I know, even
Oh
though
yeah, yeah.
they did a pretty rough job on Marvel's, but I think that moving forward, I think they could, they could pull a villain out from their hat and do a decent story. But
I agree.
if I were to say either Galactus or Doom, I would say it'd probably be Doom.
I would
Which I
agree.
think
I
there was talk
think
of someone wanting to play Doom too, and I forgot who it was.
yeah. There's been a few people that have
No,
said
but here's one that I know you
play
probably
Doom.
would have liked.
Killian.
No, it wasn't Killian.
I'd be down for Killian Murphy. Raymond said I think they should go Galactus with Doctor Doom on the side. I disagree with that. I think leave Galactus alone. I don't think we need to touch Galactus yet. I think that can be the next saga, whatever it comes after Secret Wars. Like, then we can touch on Galactus because Galactus is also a pretty big X-Men villain too. So like that, I think that makes sense after the X-Men are a very established part. Like I know we've teased Beast and we know Wolverine is going to be back now, but I wait till the X-Men are a big thing first before we bring in Galactus. I think it makes sense to, if you're going to make Doom your big bad for Secret Wars, go with a relatively less mainstream villain for the first Fantastic Four film. Make Doom a character. Doom can be there. Like he can be there. He can be a problem. But I don't think Doom needs to be the central focus of Fantastic Four. I think Doom needs to be, I think we
Doesn't
need
Doom
to
get the powers the
slowly
same time as
build. He does. He
he
does.
does?
But I think Doom needs to slowly be built up throughout. Like we need to slowly realize that he's becoming more and more of a threat. I think that's the good play storytelling wise
Yeah.
for the MCU. But what were you going to say? Who's the person you were talking about playing Doom?
Ben Mendelsohn uh said he'd like to.
Oh, that yeah, I could see that too. Yeah, there's been a
Yeah.
few different actors thrown around for Doom, like there were with Reed and Sue and all the other characters as well.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, I'm stoked to see where Fantastic Four goes, and I do think to wrap up the Marvel, to well, kind of wrap up the new Marvel news talk, other than the Deadpool and X-Men stuff. I think Marvel will come back. I think it'll get back on its feet. I think it's gone through a weird phase of trying to refigure itself out and relearn itself. But I think Fantastic Four is going to be a big part of its resurgence. You know what I mean? So I'm
Mhm.
excited. Real quick before we get into some movie trailer madness, can I go pee? You got the chat for a minute? You can.
Yeah, sure.
I've skipped a couple of messages, so if you want to go back through the chat and you can highlight them now, right? Because you have access to that.
Let me
All right.
see.
You should just it hovers over it and it says show. If you wanna throw them up there.
Let me see. Did I just click on it? Oh,
Yep.
cool.
Boom. You just click on it. There you go. All right. I'll be back in. I just gotta pee.
Oh, okay. You're all good. Okay, let's see. Raymond, what you guys say? Do you think people are worn thin on superhero movies? It seemed like at peak there was a Marvel or a DC movie every month. Um, well, yeah, I would agree with that. I think that throughout the last 2 years, I would say, especially during COVID, it was definitely starting to become more of a superhero fatigue thing. Is what they were talking about. It was definitely one of those moments where people were just not getting all that fixated on what was going on. And I think it's also because it was getting way too saturated. So for people who were already fans, they were already in the know, but it was hard for people to like get into a superhero film because it was so tied in with so many other films. So they felt like to watch it, you wouldn't get the same experience as someone who had already, you know, put in the work and watched everything else prior. So people wanting to watch just a superhero film, you kind of didn't have that opportunity to enjoy it because you had to watch all the movies prior. And also, I think the quality of it was getting down. I certainly hope you washed your hands.
Smell. See.
He didn't wash his hands, guys. But anyways,
I did.
I think Raymond gave a good question though, and you interrupted me, but it's fine. He said, "Do you think people are worn thin on superhero movies? It seemed like at a peak there was a Marvel or DC movie every month."
I think
And to
people have
that,
worn.
well, I think to that,
Mm,
I think that the the consumers have definitely got worn out, but also the quality that the studios were pushing out were wearing thin too. So I think it was a combination of both. And one of the things I was saying was it was just the fact of how hard it was kind of a hard there was a barrier of entry to get into Marvel or superhero movies because of a prerequisite of movies that you had to watch prior so you could make sense of this movie. And you didn't get that before because when it came down to like, say the old X-Men or the old Fantastic Four or the old Raimi Spider-Man, like you just had a trilogy and you could
yeah.
jump into that and watch it and have the entire story and then that be it. I think the idea of the trilogy sagas of these superhero movies is kind of lost nowadays
Yeah. Yeah.
because with the sagas that we're getting now, they have to be connected to something and they have to push a narrative.
Right.
Whereas with Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and well, I mean, Fantastic Four didn't get their trilogy, but um, X-Men, like they got their trilogy and they got their story and it's finished. But with all these other films, with like the DC and the MCU, and even Star Wars to some degree, like everything has to be pushing some sort of narrative, and it's hard for people to want to or even try to enjoy
Yeah.
what it is that they want to, it's hard for them to understand what's going on and enjoy the movie because they're probably behind on like two other movies that they haven't seen.
Right.
So I think with
I get
that,
that. I get that.
it can push superhero movie fatigue. So
I think too. I think it's. I think people got sick of the same old thing. Like I think I did too. Like
mhm,
it just felt like we were doing like up until Endgame. Like it felt like we were like it was building. Like it was the films had different flavors and different things they were bringing, but like it was still building towards something. It just it kind of felt like after Endgame we were just doing it to do it. And I don't want my super like I care too much about the Marvel lore and things like that to just do things to do it. Like don't just
mhm,
do She-Hulk to do She-Hulk. Don't just do Loki to do Loki. Like do it because you have a good story to tell. You know what I mean?
mhm,
And like it felt like they were trying so hard to build up the universe that we were sacrificing telling a good story for that. And I don't believe in that. I'm not about that, you know.
yeah, I
And
agree with you.
I hope that the MonsterVerse isn't about to do the same thing. But that's a story. That's a conversation for another episode.
Mhm.
Let's do some trailer reaction stuff real quick and breakdowns a little bit. I don't think I know we've had some issues in the past with like being copyright struck like during a stream. I don't think it'll cut the stream because these have been out long enough that like usually after they've been out for a little bit, it's okay. I'm probably gonna keep the audio really low because I don't want to be like hit. Um, I have no idea what you just said. You were muted.
I gotta go pee real quick. So
Oh,
your
okay,
turn.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'll let you
That's
set
fair.
up, and then I'll be right back.
That's fair. That's fair. So let's do this. Let's do X-Men 97 first. Yeah. Raven said, "Be careful." Miguel needs to be careful to go pee. Take an old pee break. Um, where? Let me see. What am I doing? That's what I'm doing. I'm pulling up the X-Men '97 trailer. Boomerama. Let's see. How can I make the? Ooh, I like that. Boom. I like it. I like it. I like it. Boom. Cha-ching. I didn't know I could do that from YouTube. That's pretty dope. I'm glad. Hopefully, it's really weird. So like, I don't fully understand what the deal is with like, YouTube and copyright. Like, I can't figure it out. Usually if YouTube hits you with a copyright claim during a live stream, it doesn't like end the stream. It doesn't like cut you off. It just goes black. Like the stream just goes black, and it's got like a single sentence like, this, stream interrupted due to copyright claim or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. But hopefully that won't happen here because these have been out for at least a week each. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Raymond said I've been in chats that got shut down watching certain trailers. It's really weird. I feel like it's usually Universal or Warner Brothers, and I don't remember which one it is, but I'm pretty sure it's Warner Brothers that usually has the issue with trailer reactions. But so Miguel, have you seen the X-Men 97 trailer?
Yes, I have.
You have. I think it looks baller. So let's just do it. Let's just see. I don't think the stream will get interrupted. I really don't. But I guess we're not gonna know until we just do it. So let's watch the thing, and
we'll find out.
We'll see how we do. We'll find out.
Leave in the comments. Let us know if something happens.
We shall see. Here we go. X-Men 97 trailer. We've both already seen it. Actually, all of these trailers we're gonna check out. We're gonna obviously spend some more time, basically, really on Deadpool and on Godzilla vs. Kong, but just because we're feeling froggy, let's just watch the 97 trailer because I thought it looked incredible. Mm-hmm. So, first of all, we were lucky. Do you realize how lucky we were? How lucky we were to grow up in a world where we had X-Men 97 and where the original X-Men animated series, we had the Spider-Man animated series, we had the Incredible Hulk animated series. Those absolutely slapped. I don't care what anybody says. I really don't. They were great. I was more of a fan of the Spider-Man one and especially the Hulk one because, like I said, I was a big Hulk fan. I said that earlier in the show. So I was more into those. But X-Men 97 was good too. And the fact that what really hit me about this trailer is they made it an emotional connection. Like they're connecting. It's not like this is just new stories being told. They're connecting X-Men 97 to the story of X-Men the animated series, which is just fan-freaking-tastic in my opinion, and I'm pretty hyped. So the trailer for X-Men 97 Marvel, it's interesting it says Marvel Animation too. That's new.
Maybe it's a new studio, so
we haven't seen that much. But X-Men 97, boom. YouTube, please don't shut us down. So dope.
I'm grateful to have the chance.
Oh my God! Look, the Beast.
I know, right? I love
normal
how
size.
I know, right? He's like the size of a human being. I love how it zooms in on the
cheeks of the Beast.
No, on the TV. I don't know why I couldn't get that out.
Oh, okay.
On the TV. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
We have to stay vigilant. The professor entrusted us with his dream.
It even feels like the other, like even the trailer feels like the series felt, which is so cool.
Mm-hmm. We must believe in each other.
The animation looks good. It looks classic.
I know it looks nostalgic.
Jeez, bub, keep buzzing in my ear.
The theme.
It's been so while since I've heard the theme.
Oh, it's so good. So many good childhood memories, man.
Heads up.
Bet you never seen that too.
I know. Him making his claws glow.
My X-Men.
Yeah.
That is dope. Like.
Magneto.
The last will and testament of Charles Xavier. Everything he built now belongs to me.
Imagine that.
It's pretty dope, man.
Yeah.
Pretty dope. I mean, that looks great. I will definitely be watching every episode of that. 100%.
I would definitely be enjoying my time watching it. Yeah.
Yeah. And the cool thing, like what I like about them bringing that back, they should bring back the Hulk and the Spider-Man ones too. Just saying.
Yeah, I can't
cool
wait
thing
for
about-
6 extra episodes of X-Men 97.
I know, right? So what I like about them bringing this back is the fact that they can, because it's it's the animation thing and it's not connected to the MCU. It's like a DC Elseworlds type thing, like what they're doing with Marvel. Although they haven't named it anything like that, but like actually titled it that. But they can tell stories with characters that we don't have in the MCU yet. Like we can touch on characters that we haven't seen in a long time from deep in the X-Men lore and things like that. I'm pretty blown away that the character actors seem like they sound like the same people. The animation looks like this has just been ripped out of the 90s. Hearing the music is dude, the first time I heard that in the trailer, I was like,
Getting all
I
hyped,
was
yeah.
so hyped, dude. It's so cool.
Well, it's
Such
just that
a-
if the way they were hyping this movie up and the way they were like advertising it, you know, and emphasizing the X-Men 97, like it'd be foolish for them to do anything but, you know, the animation and the fucking music and all that other jazz, and it not look reminiscent of the 1997 series. So good on them for keeping nostalgia there, because Jesus Christ, they would get in trouble.
They would, but it looks great, man. 100%. It looks really good, and I'm super excited for it. Let's keep rolling along here. We'll save Deadpool and Kong for last. There are a couple other ones. The official trailer for Twisters dropped recently. I am a big fan of the original Twister. Really big fan of the original Twister. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And I've always been like really interested in whether anybody who's close to me can tell you. Miguel can tell you, like,
so close to him.
I know we're just so. I'm a huge weather nerd. Like, I like follow a bunch of different accounts on Twitter, and I'm like, I love weather and learning about it and forecasting, and I'm interested in it. Like, it's just a weird hobby that I have, and I think partially that's due to things like Twister, and like I grew up in Florida where like we were in hurricanes, and now I live in Kentucky where we're kind of in Tornado Alley, and like I enjoy weather. Like I just find it interesting, and Twister, albeit it's an over-glorified version of that. I mean, it's very unrealistic, and it's funny because even in the first few minutes, like few seconds of this trailer, there's you see a bunch of people running under an overpass to take shelter from a tornado, and everybody on Twitter was like, bro, that is the thing you don't do. Like, do not take shelter under an overpass. Like, that is such bad advice, yet they put it in the trailer. So so I was pretty stoked when I found out they were making a sequel to Twister, because I adore that movie so much. The late great Bill Paxton, man, just one of his best roles, in my opinion. It's a really good role for him and Helen Hunt both. So I was, what are your thoughts on the original Twister? We've actually done a Classics Revisited for that, and it was a pretty fun episode. I love it.
Yeah, we did, and I enjoyed it. You know, I like Twister, and as Brad has mentioned, he is pretty big into weather, so I can definitely tell that whenever this sequel was being pushed out, I knew Brad immediately told me that it was, and he was really excited about it. But for me, I enjoyed the first Twister. I thought it was very much a thrill ride and a decent summer blockbuster. I don't know if it came out in summer, but it was definitely one of those blockbuster films.
It feels like a summer blockbuster, you know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And from what I can tell from the trailer, it does seem like it's capturing the same essence of the Twister, of it being a force of nature and it being its own character in the film. So let's just see if this next generation crew can emphasize the tragedy of what a tornado can.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's also got
experience.
Daisy Edgar Jones, who I adore her. I think she's a really, really great actress. Like one of my favorite actresses in the business right now. Actually, my pick, I did a video a couple months ago about who I would pick to play Laurie and Loomis if they remade Halloween. She's my pick to play Laurie, actually, which seems that might be a strange pick to some people, but I think she's really good. I like her a lot. Raymond said this one might get you in trouble. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if YouTube allows it, but we'll see. We'll see how far we get. So here's the official trailer for Twisters. Yeah, Universal's not very kind. They're not very.
Oh
forgiving.
yeah, we might get in trouble.
But we'll see.
Well.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Guys, whatever's in there, it's big and it's moving fast.
I love that.
It's a dinosaur.
It's a dinosaur.
Ooh.
We have flying cows.
We have cows. There we go. Under the overpass again. Why?
It's Tyler Owens. Calls himself a tornado wrangler. If you feel it,
You know what, man? I'm glad Anthony Ramos is getting roles. I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
And,
Digging in.
and honestly, Glenn Powell, much respect to him too.
Do you think the
you know how you
tornadoes look good?
She's gorgeous.
I think
Or
they
you think
do.
the CGI is kind of wonky?
You could destroy a tornado.
The CGIs were wonky and Twister.
It is. It looks very strange and twisted. Yeah.
Yes.
Like that looks pretty decent. But there are some shots where it's like, that looks very
Don't
fake.
Face your fears.
Like that.
That looks
You're right.
all right.
Have you ever seen a Twister up front, dude?
No. But I've watched a whole lot of tornado footage.
Damn, son.
we got twins!
How do you feel about the whole drones things? It makes sense.
It does. Woo! Big boy.
True.
Is that it? Nope.
I will say my only fear with Twisters is that I hope it's actually a good story and not like just cash grab action flick. Like I hope there's some good story there to it. You know what I mean? Like there needs to, because
The whole point was Bill Paxton trying to sign divorce papers
Exactly,
from his
that was-
ex-wife.
that was
that's-
really
like,
the-
what are you fucking talking about?
I know. But like their love story was the heart of that film. The thing is, like, it wasn't. Yes, it was a film about tornadoes and about storm chasing and about that world, but like, you know, and about the disaster that they can cause. But it was also a film about love and about like friendship and about these people that are like all banded together trying to do something incredible. Like there was so much more to it than just a movie about storm chasers. And this looks good, but we didn't. I will say with this trailer, we didn't get a super big look at like the storyline. Like, you know, we like obviously we know that Daisy Edgar Jones, I believe, is supposed to be Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt's daughter, which is kind of cool. Like I dig that, you know. And we see her like, you know, opening Dorothy
Makes
and
sense.
things like that. But I hope that there's a good story there too. I hope
Yeah,
it's
'cause
not
why would Dorothy
know.
be still being used, if that makes sense? You know what I mean?
I kind of thought the same thing. Yeah. Raymond said Philip Seymour Hoffman was so funny in the original.
He was, yeah.
Loser.
Loser.
Him leaning out the thing. Oh man, so good. I love that movie so much, and I hope that this
It'd be
one
interesting to
does it
see the
justice.
dynamic of
Yeah.
the dynamic of the whole crew.
Yeah.
The crew seems smaller in this than
It
it
does.
does with the original.
It does.
Which I think that's where the whole Twister thing was very much attracting, was because it was much more, because you said something, it was more like about romance between Bill and Helen, but I thought it was just more of like a family kind of film, just
Well,
family
they're a
crew
family
just trying.
too, and you have
Yeah.
her aunt. What's her name? Joe's aunt. I don't remember what her name is, but like they go like she makes them breakfast. Like she makes them steak and eggs, and they shower at her house and stuff, and then of course they have to go back. Like it's a family film. It's Twister is one of those rare films where like it's an action flick, it's a love flick, it's a feel good flick. Like it's like everything kind of rolled into one. You know what I mean? It's a thriller. Like it's a lot of different things, and I hope that Twisters can capture that same element that the original film does. But we'll have to see. So
yeah, see.
But I am stoked. It's one of my most anticipated films of the year. So we shall see with Twisters.
Ouch.
But I know
Let's
we
hope
already,
that did not get us kicked off.
It didn't. I have it pulled up on my phone. It didn't.
Okay.
We're good. Yeah, I good. Yeah, really. That's the thing is usually after a couple of weeks, it's okay. Like it doesn't hate you after that. It's just like if it's like the night it drops, then it's like it's like the what's his face in Jurassic Park going you didn't say the magic word, and then you have Samuel L. Jackson. Damn, I hate this magic crap. I know we already talked about this once before, but it's me, so I have to. Like, why wouldn't I? The final trailer for The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live came out. I believe during the Super Bowl. I think that was another one of the Super Bowl trailers. So it's the final trailer for the season premiere, which begins which premieres on Sunday night at 9:00. Pretty stoked. We can break this one down a little bit. We don't have to dive too deep into it. But the most important question: are you an A or are you a B?
I will say I'm an A.
A means girth. B means like we're. If
then fuck it, I am A. Then I'm still A.
I'm kidding. But the final trailer for The Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live.
I'm getting home.
No, you're not.
I'm getting home. At this point, he's a B right now.
Yeah.
Sky turn red.
I lost someone years ago. Now I'm looking for him.
Is that his boot?
Yeah.
Carrying around his boot?
I will say, dude, they have stepped up the CGI.
I have to keep trying.
Even in Dead City, the New York City CGI
I
is
won't
like.
stop.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting there. I'm getting home.
It's been so long.
Your phone, you know what it says? The Japanese? Believe a little bit longer.
This is the most powerful military on the planet.
Why do you even think I'm gonna go along with all of this?
Because everything will change. Burn it all again.
We're the last
The
light of
scale
the
looks
world.
so much bigger. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is not the answer. It must end.
This isn't everything! You don't get to choose for the world. You don't get to choose for me.
This is all I have left. This is all you have left to. She's
Where have I seen her before?
There has to be a sacrifice.
It's a broken world, so put it together.
We couldn't do anything.
Burn it all again. Burn it all.
I'm here for it, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm excited to see what it brings. Yeah, I agree, Raymond. I don't think Rick and Michonne are together at first. Although there have been rumors that they reunite pretty early in the series, in like the first couple of episodes, and the rest of the like the season is about them trying to escape the CRM. So I think there's a lot of questions that we need to be answered. We need to know what the A and B thing means. Like that's just, and it's probably a small thing, but like we need watch it mean something like really stupid.
I know
like,
it's gonna be fucking idiotic.
Yeah, it's gonna be something really small.
Hey, I'm
Big
excited
built-up
that
images.
I just saw that Leslie Ann Brandt's gonna be in there, which she was in Lucifer, so that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. The cast is pretty good for this. I think they have a pretty good cast.
LOL. She was already in a zombie apocalypse movie too.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I think it has the A and B thing. I think it has something to do with like a worker or a soldier, or it's a casting choice.
Yeah.
Whether you get paid the big bucks or whether you're just a supporting actor.
Yeah.
So is Andrew Lincoln an A or a B?
I'd say he's an A.
What about Michonne?
I'd say she's an A.
What about
those
Jadis?
are your top hitters?
What about Jadis?
That's a B. Let's B.
She's a strong B.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it has something to do with that. But I'm excited to see, like, in addition, yes, I'm excited to see Rick and Michonne, reunite, and I'm excited to see, like, there's many things, but I also want to see the scale of the CRM because it looks so big. And it looked like it looks like there's so much to like dive into there into this new community. So I want to see like what the CRM is about and what they have going on there. Like there's a lot to unpack there. And like I said, we will definitely do we're going to do an entire reaction to that after we watch it on Sunday night. And Miguel, like I said, if you want to watch it and join me for that, you are more than welcome. But I will definitely be watching on Sunday or on Monday. It's some point. I'm going to watch it at some point. It may not be on Sunday.
You can't watch it Sunday.
I know. We'll be watching Dr. Sleep, but we'll see. It doesn't happen until 9 o'clock anyway, so whatever. But we'll see. So that's The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. Pretty stoked for that. And that leaves us with our two big ticket items of the evening, my friend. That is Godzilla and Kong, The New Empire, and Deadpool and Wolverine. I will let you decide. Well, since we were already talking the Marvel thing, let's hit Deadpool first.
Okay.
Let's do Deadpool first, and then we'll hit up Godzilla and Kong last, because there's a lot I want to talk about Godzilla and Kong. So, Deadpool and Wolverine trailer dropped. It is officially the most viewed movie trailer of all time, surpassing Avengers Endgame and Spider-Man No Way Home, which is pretty big. It is hysterical. It's actually really funny how much this movie is being hyped up,
Yeah. How much pull this thing movie has.
I think it's pretty cool. So, here we go. Deadpool and Wolverine, the official trailer. We've both seen it, but let's watch it again. Who cares?
It's been a challenging few years, for sure. But I'm happy. That is because of each and every one of you. I'm the luckiest man alive.
I just want to say,
the fuck is the hair?
Seeing Wade Wilson with hair makes me want to throw up. It's like when he says it's like a testicle with teeth, like now it's like a hairy testicle with teeth. Like it's really weird.
Make a wish, buddy.
You know what's I think Vanessa and Wade are broken up.
You think?
Yeah.
Like they're just friends?
Who's asking?
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
The
whoa,
TVA.
whoa, 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 whoa. Is that supposed to be scary? Pegging isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
I want you to know right now, this is the first time pegging was ever used for fucking Disney. I love that.
Mr. Wilson, you appear to have soiled yourself while unconscious.
I wasn't unconscious. Who are you? Why am I here?
Walk with me.
Yeah.
Wait. You are special. This is your chance to be a hero among heroes.
I smell what you're stepping in, Sensei. Your little cinematic universe is about to change forever. I'm the Messiah. I am Marvel Jesus.
God, please! Oh my fuck! God, I love this part. Wait!
I loved this so much.
Don't just stand there, you ape. Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much.
So good. So what were your initial thoughts on the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer? What do you think?
I mean, it's I'm so glad that they've kept it Deadpool very much.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to mention this. I wanted to mention this like when we were talking about the whole retooling article, because
I'll
like
retool you.
because they were really, because how can I say this? Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds were big proponents of this movie, and they stood their grounds on a lot of creative decisions.
Yes.
And that Disney wanted to change, and one of them was including She-Hulk in this film, and including a lot of different things in this film that both Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman didn't feel like need to be in any part of the film. And it got to the point where they were thinking of like leaving the film as a whole if that were to happen. And obviously, you know, like whatever Deadpool wants, Deadpool gets kind of thing. Yeah. So big props to Ryan for not only getting this franchise started, and 2, beating Disney to get a film that he wanted still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't think I was alone, and I was worried, you know, less about the story, but I was more worried about like whether or not Disney was going to water it down so much to the point where it wasn't in the same world like as the first 2 Deadpool films, which would be a real bummer because like the genius of Deadpool is that it goes there. You know what I mean? Like, it's not afraid to touch places that sounds terrible. Wow, that's the most Deadpool comment ever. It's not afraid to touch on things that, like, you can't do with the normal MCU. You know what I mean? With, like, an Avengers film. Like, you just can't go there. And Deadpool can. And it's so meta in the fact that, like, they have Hugh Jackman, and he's wanted that for so long. Like you said, Deadpool gets what Deadpool wants, you know? I have questions like, you know, I'm thinking, you know, obviously, like, there are questions about Wade Wilson's his life up until this point, but then we come in contact with the TVA.
I think
know that the TVA is there.
I think what happened was with his time traveling tampering, he got everybody back, but it in turn caused something, you know, kind of like how the usual time traveling trope goes, you know, one little miss could change something in the future kind of thing. I think that's probably what was happening. And I think now, I mean, he's happy with what he's got right now because everyone's alive, but I think him and Vanessa broke up, and I think that's where the whole like it's been a troubling year kind of unfolds.
Yeah.
So
now, what do you think
about him swelling himself conscious? You know, that seems pretty Wade for him to do.
It does seem very Wade Wilson. Why do you think when the TVA guy says when he says about like you have a chance to be a hero among heroes, like what does the TVA want him to do?
I don't know. It's interesting because I think the initial thought was the TVA were just trying to capture Wade because he was using the device
from this trailer.
Yeah, which is interesting. Which honestly, what could be happening? Maybe they're like trying to give him. Maybe they're trying to like get the device from Wade, and say if you give me this device, if you give me this device, I can let you be a part of this universe.
Yeah,
kind of thing. Maybe,
that's fair.
But you would have to give up the universe that you have right now, or something like that. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
and that's why they have that battling back and forth. Could be, could not. I'm not too sure, but it could be a possibility.
I just like I look at, you know, the way he sees the suit, and how we see him going through the other, you know, like it almost looks like he's on a mission to go do something. Like they've sent him to go and accomplish something, and we see him, you know, Like, I think it's interesting that we see when he says about, you have a chance to be a hero among heroes. We see him looking.
I smell what you're stepping in, Sensei. I smell what you're stepping in, Sensei.
Where's it at? Let me turn the volume down here. Like, I think it's interesting that we see 2 clips from Avengers Age of Ultron, because when we see that clip of him in the snow, not long after that frame, he looks like he's in the same place as they were and out in the woods in the snow at the beginning of Avengers Age of Ultron. So, like, are we going to be revisiting different moments from throughout the MCU? Like I wonder how that's gonna fit in. You know what I mean? Because, like, we see the 20th Century Fox thing wrecked in like it's obviously going to be a play on the other Marvel universes. You know what I mean? Like, that's very clearly going to be a thing. I just wonder, how is this going to fit into current MCU events? You know what I mean? Is he going to go back and revisit some old classic MCU times and places? Like where are we going from that point? You know what I mean? Like, what's his goal? I'm trying to think. Like, there's the 20th Century Fox logo behind him as he's reloading the gun. Like, it's definitely a play. Like, it's very on the nose. Like, it's very much, it's there.
Yeah, and it doesn't surprise me that this is. It doesn't surprise me that Deadpool's going to be doing this. That he's going to be in different universes. It comes no surprise. You put Deadpool in TVA, and you already know that he's going to be having all sorts of fuckery. I mean, you saw what he could do with the fucking device that they gave him in the fucking Fox Studios. So you saw all the fun he was having in that. So just imagine the fucking havoc he's going to have when you give him a fucking cinematic universe to play around in. So.
Yeah.
He's not held by Vanessa anymore, and so he's just there to have fun.
Right. And like the moment when Hugh Jackman comes up and you.
I love how you mentioned this one, but you didn't see the first viewing of Hugh Jackman. Did you not see him
sitting when he was walking up to him from behind? Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
But
some people are saying that's a different Wolverine.
It could be.
Yeah.
I could see it. I could see them pulling some kind of multiversal thing with that. I definitely could. It's, again, one of my most anticipated movies of the year. Top 5.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see what they do. I'm really excited to see how it fits into the current MCU timeline, and kind of which it won't fit into the current MCU timeline.
No, it'd be tough.
It's just,
I think Ryan Reynolds even said that, like, this is like the last project he's gonna do until like for Wade Wilson to have its own movie. The rest is just gonna be like
he'll be a part
cameos.
of the other. Yeah. And I'm fine with that. Like, I'm okay with Deadpool popping up throughout the MCU. Like, I mean, eventually I might want another Deadpool film, just because they're so good, and Ryan Reynolds does what he does so well. But yeah, I hope he shows up in Secret Wars, which I know he's already rumored to have kind of a pretty big part of Secret Wars and things like that. Like, but it wouldn't surprise me if they took different Wolverines. If they took there were a ton of different cameos. I could see this being a cameo fest too. I really could. It wouldn't surprise me.
No, yeah, I could definitely see that. So,
and it won't go over the top, but it will be kind of a fourth wall, kind of like, didn't see that coming, did you? Kind of thing, So I'm excited to see what they do with Deadpool and Wolverine, and I'm ecstatic to see Hugh Jackman back as Logan. I really am.
I hope they CGI enough abs on him, because I'm not gonna lie, my man's old as fuck.
Yeah, he still looks pretty good though. He doesn't look bad.
He's still getting up there. I think that's why they have him in the suit now, because they can't really he can't really Hulk out.
That's fair.
Yeah. Which, much respect.
We don't have any more shirtless Logan running, we don't have any more of that. Yeah, that's funny. So, last but not least, last thing of the night for the show. We're about 2 hours in. If you have not left it a like, please go ahead and do so. Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire. There have been quite a few leaks in the last couple of days. I've sent a couple of them to Miguel. One of them is actually really funny. It's pretty funny. And I'm not going to say what it is, but I took a couple of pictures or screenshots of it on Twitter. That was the only ones I could even see. Well, there was the three I'm talking about of the same shot, and then or the same sequence, and then there was another one of a different Titan, and I was just like, that looks funny. It really does. I can't figure these out. So like, we keep hearing people talk about, Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire has more of a serious tone than Godzilla versus Kong does. But it's like it's flip-flopped. The Godzilla and Kong: The New Empire trailers seem kind of goofy and fun, but everybody keeps saying the tone in the movie is more serious. But the Godzilla versus Kong trailers were super dark and serious. But then there were moments in Godzilla vs. Kong that were really strange. Like I think of the Hong Kong moment, and it gets me every single time I watch the scene when Skarsgård is like, bro is like, that one goes to Kong. It's like, what, dude? Like, why did we need to say that? Like, that doesn't, why is that a line, So I'm hoping that this brings a little bit of the seriousness
some
back.
Script, just because like a fucking line in the script made it seem kind of spongy doesn't mean it wasn't like that serious of a tone.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it could be the delivery too. It's a number of things. I
think Skarsgård just didn't do a good job delivering a lot of lines, which in turn probably explains why he didn't return.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This is maybe my most anticipated movie of the year, just because it means so much to us and the channel, and you and I being Godzilla and Kong people. I hope this one doesn't let me down. I really hope it doesn't, because I have high hopes.
Did GVK let you down? Jesus Christ!
No, it didn't let me down. It was slightly less serious than I wanted to take it. I think I missed the seriousness of King of the Monsters and Godzilla 2014. King of the Monsters felt very serious. It felt dark. It felt gritty. It felt... Now, obviously, we're not talking Godzilla -1 level dark and gritty, but it still had some dark and grittiness. The Titans felt massive. It's hard for the Titans to feel huge when they're like running side by side, like it's two action figures. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Oh, bro, you're not gonna get that in this film. I'm not gonna lie. You're not gonna get any of that.
Probably not. But
no, you're getting full on melee of monsters all over the fucking world.
Somebody can dream, man. Somebody can dream. So, already seen it, but this is the official trailer for Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. This is the second trailer. Boom.
For centuries, there was harmony.
I still don't know how I feel about Kong's love thing.
Neither do I, but
were the guardians,
there's your boy.
And the great apes became the protectors of humanity.
Your boy Kong needed like fucking every bit of human help possible.
He really did.
We've discovered a signal. She can feel it. Kong, Godzilla, they can feel it too. Something is coming. Something even they're afraid of.
You feel like going for a ride?
Have you seen this trailer?
Yeah.
Just try not to swallow your tongue.
What?
Yeah, that's really funny.
Oh my God!
It's true because buddy never went through the portal.
No, he didn't. This throws me for a loop too. Like, what is that? Weird.
I don't know. I'm out of my depth.
Just a signal. That's a call for war.
This is what got me, dude. Oh. Bro definitely did. He just lost some fingers.
Yeah.
Kong can't stop this on his own.
He won't be alone.
Rio cannot get a break in these
Two
movies.
met up,
No.
it was almost the end of Kong.
They don't have to like each other.
I think it's funny that they're still
Work
fighting.
together.
I mean, what do you expect?
Now I have seen everything.
That's interesting. What was that? Like exuding electricity from his body?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's a good trailer.
I'll see this in IMAX, sure.
I would like to see it in IMAX too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Harmony.
I don't know how I feel about the glove. I'm gonna be real.
Neither do I.
don't. I understand like if he needs like, but his fingers are all there too. Like that's what I don't understand. Like
Wrong
what?
hand. Wrong hand.
Is it?
Yeah, it's wrong hand.
That's even stupider then, because it's like, why would he need? Why would you give him a glove on the hand that he didn't need it? Like what?
Bro, if you looked at the trailer, you'll see that Shimu freezes his fucking arm.
What?
Yeah,
Well,
Shimu
good thing we're about
freezes
to
his-
break it down because I didn't get that.
Yeah.
I missed that in the trailer. Your boy looks dope.
Yeah, I'm starting to like the pink.
And the great.
I don't mind it.
Here, let me get the volume super down here so we can go through this piece by piece. I keep trying to pause it at that other moment. Yeah. I'm gonna be real. At first I was kind of like, pink? Really?
Mhm.
I say that after I just changed our channel's entire look to pink. But like, yeah, at first I was kind of like, pink is weird. But then I started seeing it and I was like, I'm all right. I'm here for
Yeah.
it. It looks pretty dope. I dig it.
And the great apes became the protectors of humanity.
Do you think we're gonna really dive into their lore more in this film? Like into
I'm
Kong
not
and
gonna
Godzilla
lie.
lore?
I kind of don't like the idea of all the fucking monkeys. It's kind of fucking annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was already know with Kong already. Now I gotta deal with fucking more of them.
I think it depends on how they do it. I think it's strange that like the entire point of Kong is that he's the last of the great apes, just like how Godzilla is the last of his kind. But now it's like you're rewriting that history and you're like, okay, so Kong is not the only ape left. You know what I mean? Like that's going to really be a big player, and like I don't know how I feel about that just
Wait,
yet.
go back. What did it say? In the great apes became the protected. Wait, go back more.
They became the protectors of humanity.
Okay, but
It's
go back.
so-
No,
so-
that's a.
The great apes became the protectors
What was
of humanity.
prior to that?
What was Godzilla?
The Titans were the guardians of nature,
So the Titans were the guardians of nature.
and the great apes became the protectors of humanity.
Well, fuck you. This woman just says shit.
To be fair,
I
I
feel
doubt
like- I
that'll
feel like
actually be a line in the movie. I don't know if that'll
I-
actually be in it.
No, I guarantee you fucking will. And I feel like the fucking. See, that's where like your fucking like round two goes to Kong kind of script
Yeah,
that has
yeah.
fucking dialogue kind of loses me. It's like I don't. No.
It's weird.
No.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care. So yeah, there you go, man. There's your serious.
I know. Hopefully it's not that whatever. I mean I hope it's got a little bit more to that.
I mean, this is a pretty cool thing that they're doing right here. I think she's connected to something with Middle Earth, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, it seems very. It's very like it's. I don't know if I like how like fantastical it's gone. Like it's gotten very like
LOL.
Elm Street
You
3,
don't know. You don't know Toho
Warriors.
then. No, it's
Like,
not. It's not.
I have seen a lot of people saying that it's taken after like the Toho.
Yeah,
era
trust me. It is
a
by
lot.
far. It is nothing like Dream Warriors. Trust me. I can guarantee
Like,
you that.
Not as fantastical.
It's going to be fantastical, but it's not going to be anywhere near Dream Warriors. Trust me. You like how that was like Scar King and then Shimu?
Yeah, it morphed. Pretty dope.
Yeah. Don't worry. The ape will protect you.
Yeah. I like that they're getting it on seismographs. Like it's, there seems like something is wrong. That's pretty dope. Why is he blue?
They can feel it too.
Like, why do we
He's
keep
supposed
going?
to go to some like metamorphic thing, you know?
So he's gonna be blue first?
Yeah, he's gonna be blue first, dude. I mean, you're not supposed to get pink first, dog.
Anyways, back to Godzilla.
Something even they're afraid of.
You feel like going for a ride?
Thought you never asked.
Just try not to swallow your tongue.
What?
I'm trying to figure out what old buddy's position is in this film, but kind of hard.
Yeah. So, do you think not Kong? Do you think Godzilla actually feels like a threat here? Like he knows something is like wrong?
Well, I mean, it's like Serizawa always said, is like anytime there's like the balance of nature is off, nature sends Godzilla to correct that imbalance, which again makes that fucking thing. No, never mind. I'm just going over the whole monkey business thing.
The monkey of what you hating on the fact that there's like now a bunch of gorillas.
Yeah, fucking shit.
I still don't know how I feel about Middle Earth. I don't. I have mixed feelings on Middle
I'm trying to understand it
or Hollow
more
Earth,
and more.
However you call it.
I really am. It's tough. It's really tough.
It's tough to wrap your mind
because of
around.
because of what's happening with what happened with how can I experience this? Because of what's going on with Monarch and the whole TV show. Like, do you want me to spoil it for you? Because I can.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I'll watch it at some point, but I'm not going to tonight or tomorrow.
So like the whole caboclo about it now is like these people like fell into like Hollow Earth at the end, and apparently time in Hollow Earth goes extremely slower than Earth, if that makes sense. So like 3 days in Hollow Earth was apparently fucking 40 years. And so that's where the whole thing is like really tough. That's where what's his name? Was it Kurt Russell? That's where the whole thing came into point. Cause it was like something happened in the 60s and then now it's 2015 and he's like back or something like that. Like that's the whole premise.
Can Godzilla go to Hollow Earth?
That's what's fucking me up right now. Because Godzilla went to Hollow Earth too. And they're trying to.
So like Godzilla knows that this exists. Like
yeah,
it's not
so
like
Godzilla's well aware. Yeah, Godzilla's well aware of Hollow Earth. But you know how like in Godzilla versus Kong, Godzilla disappears for like 3 years?
Yeah.
Apparently that's because Godzilla went to Hollow Earth for like 15 fucking seconds and walked back out. That's apparently the logic behind.
Bro went down, grabbed a snack, and came back up.
Pretty much, like Godzilla came to Hollow Earth, fought a monster.
That's funny.
And then went back to fucking Earth, and it was apparently 3 years for.
Oh man!
It doesn't make sense for me now at this point because like if they're in Hollow Earth and they're spending all this time, then wouldn't it chalk up X amount of years for?
I don't know.
So that's what's fucking me up right now with Monarch Yeah, so I'll be honest. I know nothing. Like Hollow Earth is like out of my realm for like.
But that's the thing is like I don't think we didn't explain it very well in Godzilla vs Kong, and I know it's new, and maybe there's not quite enough to explain yet. Like maybe we'll explore more of that in this film. It already seems
I
very
certainly fucking hope so at this
far-fetched
point.
enough. Like it seems like a lot. Like why was Kong trapped on Skull Island then? Like what? Like it just. I have so many questions about the whole thing. It seems strange, and it's always sat kind of strange with me, like from the time we first saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, who's that? What is
Maybe.
what?
I don't know, man. That's your fucking storyline. So you fucking tell me at this
Bro,
point.
This ain't
I don't know
this
anything
ain't
about
Kong storyline.
I don't know
I'm
anything
familiar
about
with.
I don't know anything about monkey business over here.
We
dog,
are
so.
in uncharted territory.
When
with
it comes
this whole
when it comes to
monkey
your
thing.
yeah, no, I'm out of my realm now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that a mini Kong?
That looks interesting. That's
Yeah.
a cool shot. I kind of dig that.
Yeah.
Like, definitely setting up the Scar King, powerful, like, you know.
That's a cool.
Now, there's a lot of gorillas.
I hate that so much.
There's a lot. It's not
hate
even
that
like
so
there's
much.
just a couple. There's a
Like
lot.
at this point we went from like Godzilla versus Kong to like Godzilla and Kong straight into Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And
yeah.
I don't like it. Not to say I don't like the movie, just don't like this idea.
Yeah. I'm not really. I'm leery. Like I'm not sold on it just yet at all. I'm not.
For war.
And like, why is Kong?
That's a call for war.
Like, what are his thoughts on? Because they look scared. They don't look like they're like his army or something. Like, look at Homeboy on the right. Dude looks terrified.
Yeah.
He really does. Like, he doesn't look good, you know?
No.
But then they look angry. Like, I'm so confused by that.
Mm-hmm.
This movie, like, I'm so excited for this movie, but I'm also just like, oh.
Can you imagine someone being so confused about a movie and then this is what you're looking at? Apes pounding, and the subtitles are apes grunting pounding. I would be confused too.
You don't know what the hell was going on either.
Yeah.
Man. Raymond said, I thought it was supposed to be Kong and Godzilla fighting together against some younger, bigger ape. That's pretty much what it is. But we've suddenly thrown in like 100 smaller apes as well for whatever reason. He looks dope.
Which, I'm not going to lie, Scar King does look dope. That's a bitch jump. I'm not going to lie. That's the bitchiest jump I've ever seen.
You think?
You could have made Scar King jump any more. Look at that. And now I'm literally a monkey in a barrel.
He's an orangutan.
Yeah. He is straight up a monkey in a barrel.
So that's Kong standing there in the middle. See, look at them. They look scared. All of them.
Yeah.
He does look like a menace. I will say he looks like a very sinister villain.
Mm-hmm.
He does, which I appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to go back. It happened so quickly. My boy looks jacked. He does.
I mean, yeah, he really does. I mean, he looks like he's got some years on him.
What I'm curious about, so we know that he's got this whip thing that he uses.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing that gets me though too. It's got to be an agility thing because look at Kong. Kong is jacked compared to Scar King.
Yeah. I think Kong is going to get the upper hand in this fight. But Scar King's going to
he's going to take that
he's going to unleash Shimu. And then Shimu's going to whoop Kong's ass because again, it's just a big monkey. So then you're going to need Godzillas. Monkey. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what's going to happen. So look, see? Wrong hand. Okay, I guess he didn't lose any fingers. I think he just got cut up.
Oh, maybe it was his arm. You might be right.
No, I don't think he lost a finger.
Hang on. Let's see. Hang on. I think you might be right. So it's on his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a cool shot.
I guess so, yeah.
That's actually kind of a dope look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just his hand.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it is just his arm and not his hand. Because that... Oh, dang it, I keep... Yeah, it was his arm. You're right.
What is that?
Bro looks scared. he looks like... Listen, this is the look that, like, he just walked into his mom's room at 2 a.m. and just told her that he just had diarrhea, like, all over
Like,
the bed.
this is not the face of someone... This is not the face of someone that just got his ass kicked and is gonna get trapped by Shimu. This is the face of someone who's like, oh shit, there's something bigger than Godzilla kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like I think Kong gets the upper hand in the fight with Shimu, but Kong gets the upper hand with Scar King, but Scar King unleashes Shimu and Kong's like, oh shit.
Yeah. Which I hope Scar King can hold his own too, because I'm gonna be real, it's gonna be weird if Scar King is just like he can't fight anybody, but he's like I feel like he needs to be able to hold his own as a villain too. Not
I'm
just
sure he can,
on Shimu.
but it's like when I mean you saw the punch that that Kong gave Scar King and he lost a fucking tooth.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
They're just monkeys fighting.
They're just monkeys fighting. Pretty dope.
Say watch.
Bro is trying. So he's got atomic breath too.
So in his head, Kong is like, do the same thing. The last time it worked.
I know, right?
With the whole axe thing. But watch what happens.
Yeah. But then as soon as it starts not working, he's like,
so look at his hand. You see his arm?
Like, it's not working.
Yeah. You see how like his arm is getting frozen a little bit? See, look, so I think he hurts his...
Really?
Yeah, look.
Huh.
Kong can't stop this on his own.
He won't be alone.
How do you feel about that shot? Do you think it's weird seeing him run like that?
No.
Kong not as much.
Already.
Kong not as much. Seeing Godzilla like full on like sprinting though is very strange to me. Like I feel like you lose the sense of how large he is when like he's doing. It's just,
apparently
it's kind of
apparently
funny.
where they're at right now, like it's like the amount of gravity in this area of Hollow Earth is 0 to fucking nothing. So what you're about to get is like here's what I can tell you right now. The Godzilla that we dealt with in like normal Earth was fat, heavy, and he was just trying to keep himself up because of all the nuclear waste he was eating. Here, the gravity is so light and he is getting radiation. He's getting proper radiation, proper nutrients, so he's able to slim down and look more like a fucking athlete. So now you have fit Godzilla and half gravity of fucking Hollow Earth. So obviously he's going to be able to do things that you would neither have seen up in normal Earth.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I will say, I hope we see him more like this. Is more like he's acting like he's moving like Kong does. One of my favorite things about Godzilla and Godzilla versus Kong is especially in Hong Kong when he's fighting King Kong. There were times where he got on all fours and actually slithered. Like there were times that Godzilla moved like a lizard in Godzilla versus Kong. And it's so cool seeing him do that. Like, I think that's really cool. It's one of the better things about Godzilla 1998, too, is that, like, he actually moves like a lizard sometimes. And, like, at one point, Godzilla pushed Kong backwards, and as Kong was stumbling, he, like, got on all fours and was, like, crawling towards him. And I was like, that's pretty dope. Like, I would love to see more of that. So hopefully we see a little bit more of that here. And, I mean, you know, he definitely looks, you know, he comes up on all fours, so maybe
I mean, he looks like he's standing on business.
He does. He's got that spit flying, like bro's ready. What is that? That's Shimu. Ooh, that's Shimu. Yeah. Ooh, I see that now. I didn't notice that. Interesting. That's pretty dope. Dude, Shimu might actually be like a pretty dangerous villain.
That's the first Titan.
Like,
the last time those two met up was almost the end of Kong.
What I love the most is that this is probably the first time that they've like met each other,
interacted since everything that happened.
Yeah, and people are probably trying to figure out why would they like try to attack each other after all this stuff, and it's like, well, I mean, like, if you think about it, like, the only reason why Godzilla didn't attack Kong is because Kong put the axe down.
Yeah.
And Godzilla was like, okay, fine, so you at least admit who's boss. Right. But then when you see Kong and Godzilla again, they're obviously both in like better health. I mean, they're fucking animals. Give me a fucking break. What are you gonna do when you have two apex fighters meeting again? They're gonna fucking duke it out again.
Right.
Like, that's gonna happen. So like, and I think the director said it's more like a buddy cop kind of duo where like they kind of don't like each other, but they just do it for the sake of the plot. That doesn't sound too bad to me. I just hate that the Great Pyramid of Giza is going to get fucking wrecked because of it, though.
Yeah. They're going to destroy Egypt.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of, like, playtime.
Yeah.
Bro, I bet you $10 right now Kong lands a solid punch with that glove on Godzilla. If they're going to do their little fight thing. Like, guaranteed.
I guarantee it. Because here you see that Godzilla is feral in this scene.
Yeah.
Like Pink Godzilla is feral Godzilla to me. So like clearly they both have their like proper upgrades that they're supposed to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, I agree. Yeah, it'll be fun to see them kind of duke it out again. Yeah, dude. He looks mad.
Yeah.
Looks legitimately mad.
Yeah.
Also looks legitimately mad.
Okay, what's he gonna do? Look out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, he
doesn't
really
Kong get like a silver? He gets like a silver tooth, doesn't he?
I guess. I saw a couple people say that. I don't really like that. Those are people running.
Mm-hmm.
Bro is large. He's tall.
That looks like. Bro, you see the fur on his fucking body?
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking realistic. That looks pretty good.
It looks good. I like it.
Yeah. Bro, look at that. No, I need you to stop at that one part. Like, hold up.
That's a cool shot, dude.
Yeah.
Also, why is he punching him with the other hand? Bro is punching him with the hurt hand.
It's an ape. What the fuck are you complaining about?
Well, they built him that cool, like, electric glove, and bro is literally... Yeah.
This is funny as fuck.
What's little man doing?
Bro, my man is getting...
What are we doing here?
Bro, you stopped at the perfect time. This is milliseconds before Monkey Ape gets fucking his shit rocked. Like, my man sees the fucking punch coming straight down to his jaw. Even the mini monkey sees contact that's about to happen.
Yeah, well, the little mini monkey dude, he's looking at Kong like this.
Yeah, like, damn, man, you really hit my man with the hardest fucking left hand.
Let's go back. Let's just see that. Let's see that in an instant.
Bro, look at that. God damn. If you put it in perspective, dog, that's like 800 feet distance worth of a punch that he sent Monkey Man like across the fucking. Kong sent him like a full block. It sent him 2 blocks down the road. God damn.
Oh man.
Damn, that's a punch. And that's without the fucking glove.
Oh, wait a minute. Here's what what we have to do here. We have to
slow motion it.
Yeah, we got to do the
I'm
slow mo
surprised you haven't
speed.
even done that yet.
We got to do the slow mo speed here.
Bro. Laid him out. If you could stop it.
Oh man, hold on.
If you could like
make
stop
it slower.
it perfectly.
I got to take the volume out though. That's too weird.
Bro. On the ground. Right there. Dead on the ground.
Oh man.
My man is dead on arrival.
Oh.
Like he looks menacing right
And
there,
here's the
but then the
setup.
second he gets punched.
And he jumped it like he had inertia going into it. Like bro jumped up and like used the weight of himself and his arm to just like nail it. And
boy.
Gone.
Boy. Not many people would get up. Bro, I think knocked the fur out of him too.
Look at his face. Watch. Look at Scar King's face. Let me see if I can pause it at the right spot.
What I love the most is that he's over here.
Watch.
Tunk.
Look at his mouth, bro. He looks like this.
The man got clipped hard. He got clipped. Bro, here, go back.
Oh man.
Go back. Please go back.
Do you want me to keep it on this speed?
No, go keep it on this speed. Cause I need you to mention something right now.
I went back too far, sorry.
And again, this is without the power glove too. This is purely Kong's punch. Here comes a punch. Contact right there. But the second look at that. He is already almost on the ground. Bro, look how fast he hit the ground. Mini Kong hasn't even touched the floor yet. He is still in midair. He is still in midair, and my boy is on the floor. Look at that. On the floor. And Mini Kong was still in the air.
That was funny.
All while that was happening.
That was funny. And then we have what is this thing?
That's his tooth. That's a mullet. Did you not know that?
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, this is
It looked like a claw. I'm gonna be real. I saw like a claw there, and I was like, "What is like? Why is there a claw? That's a tooth."
Knocked the tooth out of him. Yeah.
Oh my god, that is straight up a tooth.
Bro, knocked the tooth out of him. That's what I mean. Like, I don't think Scar King really is all that like dangerous. I just think it's because he's with Shimu is that makes him dangerous.
Okay. All right. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Bro, like that's pretty fucking hilarious.
That's a cool shot. This is what I'm talking about. These are the kinds of shots that I like.
So does something tells me so I assume the world still isn't happy with Godzilla.
I don't know, but part of the plot of this film is that they're like embracing Godzilla. So like why like I don't know. Maybe? Do you think they should still be unhappy with Godzilla?
Well, I know China's happy with Godzilla. I don't think the U.S. is. Does that make sense?
That's fair. He did attack the U.S. like 5 times in Godzilla vs. Kong. Like,
yeah,
bro did a lot of damage in the U.S. That's fair. And then there's something I want to get your opinion about here is, so they're shooting at him, missiles are happening. What is this electricity thing happen? Like, what is that?
I don't know. It's like a power-up thing. You know, same thing that Godzilla could do in King of the Monsters.
Talk about slow motion. Let's see that in an instant replay here. That's a dope shot, Miguel.
I mean, it is, yeah.
That is a really cool shot.
That's a Jonathan power right there.
And he's blue. Blue Godzilla hits different, man.
I know. I'm gonna miss Blue Godzilla. I really am gonna miss Blue Godzilla.
It's cool, man. That's a good shot. One more time, normal speed. Oh, the sound is gone. Dick. Yeah, what is bro doing?
Bro, let me talk about this. Mini Kong's got some fucking aim.
He also thinks he's baller. Like, dude is not afraid to fight anybody.
He's
Like,
he's gonna have personality on there.
He is. But also,
bro,
is that Scar
headshots.
King?
No, that's just a normal monkey. Headshots of fucking dude. That's bro.
We've made some minor.
That head's got to be off his shoulders by then. Pink, bro, removed.
We've made some minor augmentations.
Oh, we made some minor augmentations, bitch.
Again, annoying dialogue. That's cool.
I'm not gonna lie, the dialogue's gonna really pull me out of this movie.
Yeah, that's cool. I will say, I like the whip thing. I think the whip is pretty cool.
I do too. I think it is.
And especially like the whip, like I'm also thinking the whip as well. Like, and the fact that like Scar King like uses weapons. Like, if they are gonna have him fight Godzilla at some point in this movie, if he's gonna stand a chance, like if Kong can knock him out that much, he needs weapons to fight Godzilla. You know what I mean? Like plot armor wise, because I feel like Godzilla would take him out. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But then you see what his power glove does? Fucking punches that building into fucking smithereens. It's like, I feel like Scar King's gonna see that as like, normal monkey's hand knocked my tooth out. I don't want to get punched by a power glove.
I know, but I'm saying like if he's fighting Kong and Kong is doing that, could you imagine if Scar King was fighting Godzilla? I mean, it would be like it would be, there wouldn't even be a fight. So like the fact that he uses the whip and stuff, like I feel like would at least put up more of a fight against Godzilla. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
I think it'd definitely be an added. I mean, bro, he looks menacing right here. Like I feel like when he's by himself, Scar King looks pretty deadly.
He does.
But if you put Kong and Godzilla next to him, it's like, fuck out of here, monkey.
Yeah. Boom. That's a cool shot. Probably, arguably the coolest shot in the trailer. Also, that subtitle, roaring.
Roaring, yeah.
Roaring. Just roaring. That's it.
Godzilla's tail looks interesting, too. I mean, this whole design looks pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, it does.
It's a totally different design that I've seen ever, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
bro is definitely still bigger than Kong. I mean, Kong's big, but G is bigger, like taller.
Yes,
he is. But this looks like it's in Egypt too. So, like, is this where they make do they? I don't know. Is it like I'm trying to think of a comparison, like the two main characters fight each other and then instantly make up type deal, like you know what I mean, like just fighting for fun, like is that what it is, or is this really like a, I don't know.
Personally, there, look.
Are they just two buddies? Like, is this their idea of playtime? Like, what is going on here?
No, I think it's just a matter of like, I think it's just it's that bullshit dialogue where like apes protect humanity and fucking Godzilla protects nature kind of thing. So like obviously like they're gonna butt heads, but they clearly have their like duty to whatever the fuck they gotta do. So they're just gonna have to like deal with it until, you know, Shimu and Scar King are done for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Do you think, but part of me, like, even thinking about the ending scene when Godzilla goes to, like, before he jumps in the ocean, when Kong drops the axe and they roar at each other one last time, but Godzilla gives that little bit of extra, like, I'm still king, bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, do you think the fact, and we've talked about this, like, in King of the Monsters, when like it flat out like alludes to the fact that Kong just ignored Godzilla's call at the end of King of the Monsters, like he just didn't care. Do you think Godzilla almost respects the fact that Kong is like, bro, I don't care that you're king? Like, you know what I mean? Is there a little like, is there like a mutual respect thing there? Like I feel like there is a little bit of that.
No, because you see how they like fucking go at each other already with like the second they see each other, they're gonna fucking fight. So no, it's just a
That's
level
fair.
of like instinctual, like fuck you, fuck me, fuck you kind of thing.
That's fair. I dig it. But yeah, man, that's the Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire, final trailer. That's it. So
I like it.
I do too. I'm excited.
Dialogue's gonna piss me off, but what are you gonna
do? Probably. The dialogue is probably gonna be a little
subpar,
bit whatever. But you know, what are you gonna do? So yeah, man, that's the show. That was a long one. That was a lot. We had a lot to talk about tonight. It was almost 3 hours.
It was, yeah.
But yeah, man, there's a lot of good things coming. Lots of questions still for Marvel, for the MonsterVerse. We didn't really talk horror a ton tonight, but that's okay. We hadn't really dove into the other stuff in quite a while. So I have to pee, so I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. But guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. This was a really fun show. I was definitely itching to get on and talk some stuff. And we love you all. We will be back Sunday night. Please come Sunday night ready to watch Dr. Sleep with us, live watch along of that film. It's going to be a great time. And then we will have we're going to have some friends on for the Purely and Simply Evil episode where we take a big old deep dive into Dr. Sleep as well. It's going to be a good time, man. So you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at LTM Podcast KY. If you have not already, be sure to leave this video a like. I'm probably going to break this episode into into a couple of different clips and release them throughout the next week or so. And also be on the lookout for our spoiler review of episode 1 of The Walking Dead and the Ones Who Live. So you guys have an awesome rest of your night. Have a great Saturday, and we'll see you on Sunday. Peace.
Peace.